Hey guys, welcome. So, because of Avery, I'm looking through Justice's video and I do not see where he showed a corpse. So, I'm looking and looking and looking, and I do not see it. So, I'm just curious, Avery, where it was because I do not see it. I see lots of things that could possibly be something, but there's nothing definitive at all. Like, I don't think that you can even tell what that is. So correct me if I'm wrong. If you got a timestamp, because I don't see it. And that's what I'm saying. If you have a timestamp, let me know because I don't see it. Only because I'm morbid and I like to see stuff like that. Connie, that I don't know, hun. Yeah, if you could screenshot it because I don't see anything. I'm like just kind of flipping through his video. All right, yeah, screenshot it and send it to me. I'm not going to show you guys. I just want to see it because I'm morbid and crazy. And I like stuff like that. I know it sounds crazy, but I do. It's personal. So, okay. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everyone. Members, Patreon, subs, everyone in between. Timestamp around 10:15. Okay. Oh, that's early on. All right. Yeah, that's what I thought you guys were looking at. Hold on. I mean, he may be saying something, but honestly, you cannot tell what this is. I mean, I guess in a way you can, but not really. You can't tell, right, Jessica? Yeah, I don't know. I see Molly in the background. Molly did it. No, I'm kidding, guys. All right, that's the Truly cam. We know about that one. Shows the laptop. The charger. All right, so I guess, hey, K-Rocks, I guess you're supposed to know that it's her. Let's see your plex count. Okay, I can see her head. See, I see a black hair. I'll share it in a minute. If I can't find it, I'll share it so you guys can tell me if it's shared because I don't even see it. All right, GH. I don't know who that is. They blurred the body's image, but he's pissed that people would be trying to make out a body disrespect. Who's GH? And Allie, thank you so much for the super chat. And Avery, thank you for the super chat. I don't know. I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at right now. Okay. The reason I'm going to show it to you guys is not because I'm trying to disrespect anybody or anything like that. Oh, you did lead with love. Good. I know she was on forever. Because if what I'm seeing, oh, GH Gray use. If what I'm seeing is right, then it makes absolutely no sense. Because if what I'm seeing is right, she's sitting straight up, which doesn't make sense. No, not what I'm looking at. What I'm looking at, she's sitting straight up, which wouldn't make any sense. So that's why I don't think we're seeing what people are saying we're seeing, because that wouldn't make sense. Like, I see her back leaning up against, and this is like her legs, like she's sitting up. Am I crazy? Because that would be impossible. The car was upside down. But you see what I'm saying? If the car is upside down, she wouldn't be sitting right side up. It doesn't make sense. That's not it. Okay. Phew, thank you. I'm gonna check my email in a second. No, I can't crop it. It's I mean, I could screenshot it and put it in Word or something. Okay, I'm glad that's not it, because this didn't make sense. All right, let me check my email quick. Because that's why I'm like, this isn't adding up here. All right. Yeah, it's the same one. That's the same picture blown up. And you can see Molly in the background. I'll show you. See, you know what's very interesting, though? What I find really interesting about this, the alt picture on it says picture of a cell phone. Hold on. I don't know where you see a black shirt, though. Hey, Amanda. There we go. Probably, it just doesn't make sense. There's Molly. I don't see how anyone, I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking blind. I don't see anything. Hey, Ann, long time no see. I zoom in, I see it's even worse. All I keep seeing is Molly back here. He said MGL was a corpse. I don't know. Maybe it's my eyesight. But remember, she's upside down. But she's right side up here. Do you get what I'm saying? And how'd Molly get in the background? I don't know. I don't know. It's weird to me. Like I see someone with black hair. I don't know. I don't see it. Like I say, I keep seeing Molly in the background. That's all I keep seeing. I agree, Jessica. I mean, this could be an arm, but it could be something else too. Who knows? Thank you, Cambolina. See, this looks like an arm bent, but it also looks like her wrist would be in her mouth. Like, I don't know. It's see, Tallulah, then you got better eyes because I can't. I don't see anything. I see black hair and a fuzzy ass picture. And her arm looks skeletal, which isn't true. And I'm going to get to all that with facts and fiction. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's my bad eyes. I don't know. Yes, and I agree with that too. All right, so I spent the last 3 hours. Hey, Busty Can. In the video, the part where you said a wrist was bright yellow, not human body part. Huh? Brian, that's what I'm saying too. She's not in the cargo net. And smartass, do you see anything? Oh, that's right. I forgot. I'm sorry, Avery. I was showing this, so I don't want to do a woo woo, but we're gonna do a chugga chugga woo woo, chugga chugga woo woo, chugga chugga woo woo, chugga chugga woo woo, chugga chugga woo woo. Thank you guys for the super chats. And anyone else wants super chat? Believe me, I'm taking them. Who's Molly? Molly go lightly. Molly go fugly. All right. Let me just tell you, I went through tons of interviews. Today's interviews, facts versus rumors, pulled up some funny shit that I read in people's chats, and I'm going to go through it with you guys. Because one of the things that frustrates me the most is all of the rumors that keep surfacing, all the inconsistencies that keep showing. The color of the part where her alleged wrist was bright yellow, not human body part. Okay. See, smartass, I don't see that at all. I really don't. I see white and black hair. Like, all right, I'll put it to you like this. What I see is a ghost. You know, like you watch shows and they have like a ghost and you see this white, bright light? That's all I see. You know, and I see like this arm-like thing that looks skeletal, but it's not. And I'm going to explain all that. And I just keep seeing Molly. My eyes keep going back to Molly. But you know, like you watch those shows and they show a bright light, and they say that that's a ghost. That's what I see. I don't see anything else. All right. And thank you, Bustacan. So, okay. By the way, if you guys looked at the photo of my cover photo, I want to thank Busted Can of Biscuits for that. That's the original invitation that Sammy sent out. And I want to thank Busted Can of Biscuits for getting that for me, along with some other stuff. So big shout out for Busted Can of Biscuits. And all right, so let's get into all of facts, speculation, rumors. Like I said, I just literally spent 3 hours going through this. Justice for all, I believe she said. So I'm kind of going like in order, and there's a lot to go over. A lot. All right, rumor. First rumor. She was found naked. Nerdy Addict put on Twitter that he believes she was found naked and that they did enhancement and showed that she was found naked. Lots of people believe that that could be, it might be. Other people think that they did that for conjecture in the case. They wanted some kind of pull. They wanted some kind of above and beyond for stating that, you know, Kiely was found naked. Facts are bodies in cold water, cold being under 50 degrees, won't start to decompose for about 1 to 2 weeks. They found her on week 2, only proving that she was not so decomposed that she was unrecognizable. If she was naked, I do believe that she would have been exposed immediately by Nick. Nick may have said she didn't have clothes on. Now, only because I'm talking about this now, am I going to jump my notes to the bottom. And guys, while I'm doing this, I'm probably not going to look at chat too much because I'm going through so many notes. So don't think I'm ignoring you, but tag me or something to get my attention if, you know, it's like super important. But the big thing is Nick says later, and I'll go through this later, Jared said that she was found with her shoe on her leg. She was not naked. So we can put that rumor to rest. Kiely was found with clothes on. Rumor. AWP did not call the family at all. Fact. Video produced by AWP in fact showed that they called the family before they even called law enforcement. So we know that they absolutely called the family. Another thing, speaking of calling the family, in 10 to Life's video, hey Phil, in 10 to Life's video, 10 to Life was pretty clear on this and was pretty specific on this when talking to Jared. And I'm sorry, not 10 to Life. Jared was pretty specific on 10 to Life. And thank you, Cambolina. Chugga chugga, choo choo. And Avery, crap, take all my money, popcorn. I know, I got all that. Doug would not answer about her being nude. He said he couldn't answer. But Jared, was it Jared that answered? Or one of them answered. I think it was Jared, said that she was found with her foot on her shoe was on her leg. So let me give you a chugga chugga, choo choo. But I'm going to get into all that once I get into the interviews. Right now, I'm just going through facts versus rumors from Zav Girls Live, from 10 to Life and from Popcorn Planet and Twitter. So what Jared's whole purpose for going on 10 to Life to begin with was that Jared wanted to straighten out that whoever this Lori person was, that they're not going to say somebody's lying, but this Lori person didn't even spell her name right as far as the name that they have. So now it's just a matter of what you believe. I 150% believe AWP had the right family member, called the family, and again, and if anyone wants to bet me money, the PI or the fake PI is the one behind this. I am absolutely 100% convinced that SF Investigates is the one causing all of this drama. I'd put money down on it. Like, no joke. I would literally put money down on this. Just getting it, but I've done deep down into family and it's a huge misunderstanding. Thank you. Okay. Fact. I'm sorry. Another part of that fact is the fact that AWP, and this is a big one, okay? And I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. AWP is a dive team. They're not the police. They're not investigators. They do not owe, okay? They do not owe the family a phone call, even if they wanted to. Now, we all know AWPs just being your everyday nice guys. They're, fathers, their brothers, their cousins, their uncles, but they don't owe the family anything. If they didn't want to call the family, they didn't have to call the family. And that is a big part of this that people seem to be forgetting. They're an outside dive team. They don't owe the family anything. They didn't have to call any of them, like none of them, if they didn't want to. Big, big difference. People think that they had to call the family. No, they didn't. They're not the police. Rumor, AWP should have never released the video. Fact, why wouldn't AWP release the video? At the end of the day, and I'm sorry, speculation. They are YouTubers with over 2.5 million followers. Though they do care about the families, they're not obligated to the family of Kiely Rodni. They're just an outside team, plain and simple. I don't know how else to put it, but they're not obligated to any family. If they're YouTubers, this is what they do. They put footage out there. They record what they do. And what you'll learn later is they have a much bigger purpose. A lot of people think that they're just doing this for YouTube, but they're not. And you guys will hear all that later. But they really do have a bigger purpose in all this. And it's important that people realize that. Like I always said, I was building an empire. Well, that's basically what they're doing. Their whole goal, according to Doug, is to get all of law enforcement and the FBI and training for everybody. And they really are looking to have a much bigger purpose, a much higher purpose. I'm going to get to all that, Crimson. And Crimson, I got your email, by the way. Okay. Rumor, the car was in neutral. Fact, it has been proven. Now, they have two different mentalities. Doug has a different mentality, and Jared had a different mentality. So the rumor is the car was in neutral. According to Jared, because I did Jared's interview first, it has been proven that the make and model car can have tires that spin regardless. Rumor, the mirrors broke on flip. Fact, Jared says very possible. Doug says something different. Okay. I don't know why their stories are not together, but okay. Rumor, she was placed in the body days later. Fact, unless they had her in a freezer, that would be impossible. And I'll tell you why. A body would decompose in California weather much faster. According to Doug and according to Nick, I'm sorry, Doug and Jared, I keep saying Nick when I mean Jared, that she wasn't that decomposed. She was very, very lightly decomposed, so they knew exactly who she was. That's why he was able to, what's the word I'm looking for? That was why he was able to identify her immediately, because she was not that decomposed. And they both said that. Speculation. They said she was abducted because speculation was they said she was abducted. The reason why they say she was abducted is because they didn't have anything to go on. They didn't have anything. They knew that she was missing and the car was missing. So at that time, they could only go on what they were told from their friends. And when I say their friends, I mean the friends of Kiely's. It's not like they had video, they didn't have audio. That's all they had was she was abducted. Now, I heard 10 to Life and a couple of other people speculate over the necklace. Maybe the necklace was found or the necklace was pulled off. But again, they didn't have any video, so all they had was words from their friends as far as we know. Now, they may have had more, but right now, that's all that they had. Rumor. Since AWP says it's not an accident, it's not an accident. Fact. AWP never said it wasn't an accident. They said that they don't think it was. Now, remember, AWP is not law enforcement or FBI or anything. They are straight up divers. We don't know what their real experience is, so don't take what they say about which way, if it was an accident or not an accident. It's just their opinions, and that is a fact. Rumor, her aunt was not contacted by AWP and they're lying. Fact, AWP isn't throwing some random stranger telling them to act like her aunt. Absolutely insane. Fact, Jared confirmed she was waterlogged but not decomposed, which goes back to what I said earlier. Now, he also said fresh water is way different than ocean water. And because she was in I almost did it again. Because she was in lake water, it's a much slower decomposition process than if she was in the ocean. The ocean is a much faster decomposition. So that's part of the reason why she was very easily recognized. Nick identified that the shoe was on her leg, so Jared alluded to the fact that she was not naked. Jared cannot confirm if the driver window was broken or down, and Doug couldn't either. Doug flipped it back to, just watch the video. He could not say whether it was broken out like Nick had originally stated or if it was down. Now, this is very interesting that Jared said they have never, in the 23 people that they have recovered, they have never found someone in the hatchback area before. Claims it would almost be impossible for someone to float back there. And he said it's not that it's impossible. There is a slim chance, kind of like getting struck by lightning. It does happen, but it's highly unlikely that you're ever going to get struck by lightning in your life. Same thing here. He said it's possible she could have floated back there, but almost impossible. Jared said there's nothing. All right, this part was interesting too. He was explaining that because I thought, oh, I literally did, Avery. I thought that something was off about the hatchback. So this is where I'm kind of like not really sure which way I'd go with it. Now, you have to remember, Kylie only had a car a month. That's it. She didn't know her car, and she's inexperienced. She didn't know her car. She didn't know anything about her car. She only had it for a month. We don't even know how often she drove it. Maybe this was like her third time driving it. So what Jared was saying was that he there's not from the inside, there's nothing to open the hatchback on the inside. Kylie's actual age is 17. She was 16 when she passed. That I know. There's no way to open the hatchback on the inside. And that he has seen many people trying to get out of a car. And this is scary. Like when he was explaining this, I felt this. I envision exactly what he was talking about. And he said that this is like embedded in his head. And I get it. He said that what you see is people trying to get out, which means a lot of people are stuck in like halfway out a window, and that a lot of people get stuck trying to grab their last breath of air, and that's really scary. And that is a vision that he said has stayed with him like since day one, since he saw it for the first time. So exactly, Janice. So it was kind of wild the way he was explaining it. And he was very vivid in the sense that he was showing his hands. Like, you absolutely can see, like, people trying to take their last breath. So my answer to that is, and I get that. He said there's no reason for her to be where she was, and I get that. So then I started thinking, well, what if she knew about the emergency hatchback? She could lift it from the inside, and that's what she was trying to get to. Now, other people would say, well, the window was down. Maybe she couldn't get out of it. I mean, the window was down. She could have got out of it. But assuming she was alive, we don't know if she was disoriented, if she hit her head. Because it was so dark, we're not talking any kind of light. Because it was so dark, maybe she went for the back, just swimming straight back, thinking she was going to the window. Maybe she was going for the hatchback because it would be much easier to get out the hatchback than, opening up the whole back than climbing out a window. Now, again, look at the elements. It was pitch black. There's no way around that it's pitch black. We don't know if she hit her head. We don't know what happened. So a 16-year-old who's not familiar with the car, who's not familiar with the elements of the world, of the, whatever, who's to say in that first couple of seconds that she didn't go for the back hatch thinking she could get it open? Now, again, this is not a very experienced driver who has, 30 years driving. We just don't know. Oh, salt water preserves you. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, we just don't know that. We don't know. I don't know if he's thinking this from a logical perspective, or if that was the case, that he thinks she was trying to get out, then why wouldn't she be halfway, like in between the door and her? Like, I say there's got to be a reason for. No, it was fresh water. According to Jared, it was fresh water. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm just trying to come up with different angles. Like, he would have seen her hands towards the latch or something, or she would have been over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to look at different ways to see it, just in case. Another thing, rumor. Wait. Okay. 42-minute mark, which I can play if you guys want to see. Remember, I was telling you guys yesterday that they were saying Nick didn't have enough footage, and some of you guys were fighting with me on that about Nick not having, they saw all the camera stuff, or maybe it was on Zap Girls. They were saying that they still have all the camera stuff. Well, according to Jared, no. According to Jared, hey, Amy, according to Jared, Nick did not take enough footage, and it's the first time that he was doing that, and therefore he's going to learn in the future how to do more. He's going to learn how to be aware of more things, because the question was there perfume bottle in the car? And according to Jared, Nick never reported seeing a perfume bottle. So does that go against the other driver? The tow truck driver, whatever, maybe. But it's claimed there was no perfume in the car at all. Okay. All right. Speculation from 10 to Life had stated that she finds this statement odd. One day we'll just be in a different life. I hope the peace you feel right now is what you wanted. So she kind of feels like there's something sketchy about that. Now, 10 to Life, what I can tell you, when your kid becomes a teenager, you won't find that crazy. And the reason I say that is most teenagers all have these problems. All teenagers are depressed. All teenagers hate their parents. All teenagers want to, make peace with themselves and find themselves. This was a 16-year-old girl, and I just went through this with my daughter and still going through it a bit. But at 16, they're trying to find themselves. They're trying to discover who they are, what they like, what they're about. All of that matters. And I think it's really, really important for people to remember that you can't think like an adult. And 16 is all about discovering who you are. And 16 is all about, finding peace with yourself and loving yourself and just discovering who you are. And it's even more so at 17 to 18. That may seem strange to someone who's not a mom of a teenager yet, but believe me, I have 3 of them. And that's just what teenagers do. So I don't find that strange at all. But again, I have 3 teens. Also, what we don't know, Kiely and Jagger could have been her first. She could have been his first. We don't know. We don't know what their relationship was, whether he was seeing somebody else, whether he wasn't seeing somebody else. We just don't know. So we don't know. We don't know their relationship. And I just don't think we should speculate too much on it. Another speculation was if Kiely was in the back seat, no one would ever call a tow truck driver to come and be near the car, or, come in and latch the seatbelts or something. And honestly, that's true. I agree with that. The smell of decomposing body would be way too much. Way too much. Smell of perfume really is to cover potheads. Potheads use perfume. Even though pot is legal in California, it's not legal for children. So it does make a big difference. Now we move over to Doug on Popcorn Planet. That was the gist of what Jared was saying on 10 to Life. And I have to say, she did a really good job. I am not a fan for multiple reasons, but she really did a good job. She asked all the questions. She knew she only had a minute. Like it was like an elevator moment. You know, you got 5 minutes to ask questions. And she asked all the right questions really, really quickly. And I thought she did a fantastic job. So good job. That's probably why she has, 300,000 followers. But you guys know I'm not a big fan, but I did. She really was good. Rumor, there was no party. Doug confirms that there weren't 200 to 300 people at this party. Confirmed there were over 400 people at this party. This was Doug's confirmation that there were over 400 people at this party, and that's it. Popcorn Planet busted on Ryan for a minute. Doug wasn't having it. Doug didn't bust on Ryan, didn't blame him, said that everybody is allowed to come up with theories. It's okay that everyone comes up with different conspiracy theories. Doug was actually really, really cool about Ryan. So now let's get into the tow truck driver. Hey, Dr. Latina, thank you so much. I'm going to go back on the train and go, chugga, chugga, toot, toot. I don't even know how the hell this choo choo thing started. But now I got to do it every time. Okay, smart ass, I'm going to get to all that. And guys, don't forget, tomorrow, I was going to do it tonight, but I'm really spent. Tomorrow, we're doing the candle giveaway, the hunt for members only. So guys, join membership. And if you want to win the $100 box candle, and it started over yesterday, that this month we're going a little higher. We're going to do 150 new members this month, and I'll do another candle box giveaway. Okay, but I'll get into more of that after I go on my notes and open up the panel. All right, so now Doug says clearly that the tow truck driver is real. I put it in quotes, direct quote from him. He said there's a lot to this interview that is credible, and that's why they put him in there. So I'm going to say this again. Doug was pretty adamant that this was legit, that the tow truck driver was legit. He can't give any information on it. I don't feel that they were stringing it along. They absolutely believe in this guy's story for multiple reasons. They absolutely feel that this guy is credible, and he said it more than once. Rumor, the tow truck driver or the guy was dating Kiely. Fact, Doug says he has no idea who the guy was. He's not dating Kiely at time, but they have no idea who he is, but they do find him credible. Thank you, Hellraiser. According to Doug, he displayed the characteristics of someone who's honest, and they did not have definitive proof, though. But he strongly feels that this guy is part of the story. Now, let me say this again, because you hear this in every single chat over and over. Welcome, Avery. Over and over and over again, that he finds the guy credible. Thank you, Cambolina. I really thought you were calling someone a smart ass. No, that's the name. I got to give you guys choo-choos. Chugga, chugga, toot, toot. Chugga, chugga, toot, toot. My choo-choo's dying. But that's the point. All right, look. And I forgot to say something earlier that that Jared had said, and Doug confirmed. And I'm going to say this loud and clear. Loud and clear. They have not seen any video from the tow truck guy. That was confirmed from Jared, and it was also confirmed from Doug. Again, they have not seen any video from the tow truck people. It was already locked down. I know there's been a lot of rumors that they saw it. They did not see it. Absolutely did not see it. They're only going by their expertise. They're going by their beliefs in what they do, but neither one of them have ever seen that footage. Allegedly, it was, the guy called it in. It was locked down. Let me see if I have the timestamp of that. I didn't write timestamp. All right. I could probably estimate timestamp. Hold on. I'm going to show it. Because I can estimate from the timestamp that I do have roughly what time it was. But this has been a big thing that people keep saying that they watched the video and they never did.
That's a good twist. But didn't he say he had a camera, he had a dashboard recording it, correct?
Yeah. That particular company, all their drivers' vehicles are recorded audio and video for their safety and also for insurance purposes of the company. It's also their procedure to park just like law enforcement agency would, facing the scene, recording it all. And the FBI has they are taking care of all of that. Like I said, this is a big investigation that's still ongoing. The public wants answers right now. Unfortunately, that's not the way this works in an investigative standpoint, especially when you have an autopsy that's pending. So those things have to play their role, and the answers in this big of a case aren't going to come right away.
Speaking of the roadside assistance, Honey Badger just asked, was the roadside assistance guy called by someone, or was it an automatic trigger by the vehicle's system?
So like I said, we are only able to show 10% really of what that interview, what took place there. I'm trying to use my words carefully, in order to protect a lot of things in the investigation, right? I can say that he did not even know about this case until a week after he walks into some store.
Okay. Do we believe that? Do we believe that the guy, he's saying he lives in another state, so I'm assuming he probably lives in Nevada or, surrounding. But do we really believe that this guy had not seen anything and doesn't know anything and just happened? I don't know. I don't know if I buy that. This is where I get sketchy. Oh, did you, Connie? I will roll you in as soon as this live is over.
And sees a flyer and he starts seeing it on the news. For the whole world, this is blown up. This wasn't blown up right away. It took a good week for it to, really hit national headlines.
See, did it though? Because I know me and Greg covered it the second night it come out, and by the third day, it was blown up. It was totally blown up by the third day. So that's why I'm iffy with that too. I got to let the dog in, so I'm just going to play this. Hold on.
And he's not from California. He's from he's from another state. So he walked into this shop, sees the flyer, and boom, it just hits him. And he's recalling all this. Oh my God, this adds up. He reports it and to his agency that he works for, and it gets locked up. They notify law enforcement. And the second I got through with this interview, I did the same thing as well. The detectives that I was in communication with prior to even coming, I notified them of this, and they've been working on it really hard. And like I said, it's not as simple as things developing right away. This is things have to be done methodically, and they know about it. They're investigating it. And there should be answers really, really soon that come out. There should be some big developments shortly. It wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, because obviously you clearly know more, but I would imagine the FBI knows even more than we all do. Do you feel more confident that there are, you just said it, I guess, that there will be more answers out there at some point?
There has to be. There has to be. There just has to be.
Okay. One thing I don't want to skip over, and I don't want to run into it too fast. Hold on. Okay. So they know about it. They're investigating it. Big developments coming soon. There has to be more answers, but he's not saying he knows more. He does say keep family in your prayers. His next statement is huge. Huge. How many of you guys think that this was an accident? Just put a 1 if you think it's an accident, 2 if you think it's foul play. This is super, super, super important. Hey, Coffee. Apparently your missing posts are being ripped. I heard that about a lot of people, though. I heard that happens often. 3 means unsure. Okay, so we do have a bunch of 1s. And we have a bunch of 2s. For my 1s that think this was an accident, you might get blown away at his next comment. So let me put it like this. If you believe, if you believe in AWP and you believe what they say and you believe in their story, you can't not hear what Doug is saying next. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. Honestly, you'll never be able to unhear it. Just watch. I can't even explain it the way he did because you need to see the whole interaction. But watch this.
Unless this is a scenario where things just want to get swept under the rug really quick, but the nation is watching. It's kind of hard to sweep things under the rug when the nation is watching and demanding answers. So, yeah, I fully expect a lot more developments to come from this. And just one thing everybody needs to do is really keep the family in your thoughts and prayers. Really, this is tough for them. So as much as we want answers, there's a family right now that's grieving. So I think we all need to say a prayer for the family and the whole community there in Truckee. And you talk about Truckee again, and the Truckee community was amazing. You couldn't go anywhere in that entire region and not see a flyer of her on every phone pole, on every billboard, in every store. I was searching lakes that had 30, 40 cars next to them of people that were out on the weekend just enjoying their weekend. Every car's got her pictures on their windows, and the community there was amazing. I've never really experienced anything like that working a case.
Well, I got to thank all the community here. I just saw Duty Ron send his videos over, and I got to thank
Here we go. Just watch.
Familiar. Sorry, 10 to life. But I thank you for sending your audience over. Yes, hit me up on social. Love to have you on as well. Ikamel's also in I'm trying to get him. He wanted to ask a question. I appreciate all you guys who've been watching and sending people over to join this conversation with Doug, because I know.
Can I just tell you, this is what pisses me off about some of these creators. Absolutely drives me nuts. So he had no idea what 10 to life was until he looked at her view count. Oh, you have 300,000 subscribers? Yeah, hit me up. Why did he need to look at her view count? Why couldn't he just like her because she sent people over? Why did it matter how many people she had? That's why I don't mess with these channels, because I think they're a joke. But go on.
So many people are finding, but this community that's all together, all of us, even on YouTube, it's amazing. what they've done, and I applaud, without going down to the conspiracy angles too far, I applaud all the theories that have been out there and the attention. Here's another question from Kara Froman. Annie Elise, that's who it was, from 10 to Life. Thank you for sending Annie.
Well, let me say that's not what I was trying to show you guys. The next question is what I'm going to show you.
I did see you, and I appreciate you. Is, in their experience knowledge, does the area they found the car in seem to insinuate that it was driven in or rolled, since they said in another podcast that it was in neutral, due to how the tires were angled?
Now, do you see the way he put his head back? You see the way he's looking? Let's listen to the question one more time. This was like start in my notes 10 times. This is big. So I'm going to rewind it just a minute to the question.
Theories that have been out there and the attention. Here's another question from Kara Froman. Annie Elise, that's who it was, from 10 to Life. Thank you for sending Annie. I did see you, and I appreciate you. Is, in their experience knowledge, does the area they found the car in seem to insinuate that it was driven in or rolled, since they said in another podcast that it was in neutral, due to how the tires were angled?
Man, I mean, my lack of response, I mean, it just answers it, right? But
How can you deny that? He says it point out blank that that car was pushed in. That car was not driven in. If anybody wants to disagree with me, hold out till I open up the panel. But I'm sorry, but he basically just said it in his facial expressions, in his body language, in his silence, and then his comment about the silence. I'm going to rewind it one more time. Watch him again.
Theories that have been out there and the attention. Here's another question from Kara Froman. Annie Elise, that's who it was, from 10 to Life. Thank you for sending.
Now, mind you, you have to watch. You have to really listen to the question and watch his response and watch him through the question as well.
Annie, I did see you, and I appreciate you. Is, in their experience knowledge, does the area they found the car in seem to insinuate that it was driven in or rolled, since they said in another podcast that it was in neutral, due to how the tires were angled?
Man, I mean, my lack of response, I mean, it just answers it, right? But there's a lot of answers that come out,
My lack of response just answers it. That's your answer. The car was rolled in. Car was not driven in. The car was rolled in.
I don't want to get into that, man.
He's pleading the fifth, folks. So it is what it is. There it is. Good question, Kara.
Yeah.
But it wasn't neutral. You did talk about that, so that's suspect. We can assume, but we don't know yet. Stay tuned. Is your answer.
So let's talk about the neutral thing. It's all speculation.
Thank you, Hellraiser.
We can guess all we want. I mean, I listened to a live feed the other day of a master mechanic that described no matter what gear it's in, it's going to roll freely. I don't know, but myself, but yeah, I thought the vehicle was in neutral. But I guess it's open for interpretation according to a master mechanic that's been a mechanic for 30 plus years and who has rebuilt hundreds of these transmissions.
See, was he being a smart ass here? Was he being legit here? I couldn't tell, because it almost makes me feel like he felt like, yeah, the car was in neutral. We saw it. But then you have all these other people, these experts, stating that the car may not have been in neutral and you didn't need to be in neutral and blah, blah, blah. So is he being a smartass, or is he, that's what I can't tell. I can't decide. Yeah, the truck driver is not confirmed.
So that's 100% open for interpretation.
Could you?
There we go.
Sorry.
Yeah, go, Lewis.
Could you talk a little bit about the Placer Sheriff Department or Placer? I forgot how it's.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
how was it Placer? Yeah. How was it working with them were they a little bit resistant, or were they very welcoming? And
I didn't care about any of that. You want to let me? You want to let me do what? Someone put the car in neutral when they pulled it out. Maybe. Yes. But Angela, he does say clearly that he believes the truck driver. He's really pretty clear on it, that he believes the tow truck driver. He's believes that the tow truck driver is credible. He says it pretty clearly that he's all for the tow truck driver. Hold on one second. All right. I'm going to say it again. I said it before. The tow truck driver is not confirmed. I said that earlier. They've not seen any video, but Doug is clear that he believes the guy is credible. Clear that he's credible. Let me get back to my notes. Doug also confirms what I said about giving members a thank you by releasing the video early. That was discussed. Several more episodes to come out, so they could be dragging it out, or it may not be dragging it out. It might be due to law enforcement. That part we don't know. People asked if the airbags were imploded or deployed, and he wouldn't give an answer. He said, watch the episode. But in the episode, it didn't give us an answer. Rumor, we're just YouTubers. Fact, sorta. They have a much bigger picture for themselves. I spoke about this earlier. Rumor, Kiely made a wrong turn and landed in the water. Fact, according to Doug, or speculation, there is no way to make a wrong turn into the water, which to me stuck out. There's just no way that you can take a wrong turn into the water. A girl named Brittany, who was in 10 to Life, stated that SF Investigates started all this nonsense. I seen his post earlier, and this is all him. Wow, I completely agree with her. Possum Friend said, I saw the camera guy from AWP on something, and he saw the raw footage. He said that she was very recognizable and not extremely decomposed. I concur with that. Someone said they say the mother can't identify her. DNA tests do it a few days later. That's a blatant lie. And those are my notes. That's what I got for you. He said that, all right, the tow truck driver is real. They believe that he's credible. I will gladly play that piece of I just got to find it.
I tried to ask it carefully.
Man. All those factors in together, and you also know we have multiple windows that are either open or halfway down. We're talking about a very, very tiny young girl. I mean, that's open for a lot of assessment there. I think it's alarming. Absolutely.
Lewis, I want to go to you. What do you want to ask Doug?
well, first with the police department, the sheriff department there, party, and how was the community there?
Send off, really massive party. Party wasn't fake. Nothing about it was fake. Just because there's information that is not out there. It's heavily protected. You're talking about juveniles, so the lack of pictures, the lack of evidence that the public isn't seeing is protected because they have to protect those juveniles. And also, majority of the juveniles aren't cooperating. These are children that are going off to college, and their parents aren't letting them talk because they don't want their children's names attached to this case. which, when you boil it down, it's understandable, but it doesn't help this case one bit. So, the party definitely existed, and nothing about this is fake. All the other conspiracy theories and, the Anne Hesh stuff that's, attached to it. And that's just regular internet stuff, and anything like this happens.
So
I'm not going to say, I'm using that as my in there, Lewis. I'm not going to hate on people. I know you don't like to hate on people, but a lot of people are mad at me because I'm hating on a particular creator, a popular creator, artist, who was spouting those theories. So I think was on with Jared on a stream, but I'm glad to hear you say that.
I know who you're talking about. And look, everybody's trying to find answers. Everybody's trying to find out the why. I don't blame them one bit. This is a rabbit hole that everybody went down. I don't blame anybody.
That's fine. He's trying to find answers. I'm just against, accusing random YouTubers and stuff like
yes.
that.
For going down the rabbit hole, you're at least addressing it. Lewis,
that was, whoa. Are you guys okay? Do you guys have like people you go to talk and happiness? But have counseling and stuff like that?
Each and every step of the way, I'm with my guys. We did what nobody else could do. And I'm not saying that in an arrogant anymore. Telling that story has a lot of power for us because of our reach. And in doing so, we put the episode out that doesn't affect us like that. It from being able to
like, do you have a ways to address it and decompress from it all?
There's no never turning it off. It's there. It's going. Everything's going. It's an achievement.
All right, I want to get to some questions, particularly, Lewis, if you have yours ready to go, let's start asking in a chat. You can also ask your questions. I'm going to start perusing through the super chats I see. We'll get to all of them by the end, but I'll see if there's pressing ones to ask. Lewis, you go first, though.
Okay, so there's a lot of curiosity. Could you elaborate on the roadside assistance guy? Because I'm confused about that part. Do you know anything about that?
Here it is.
Like what? I can tell you he's real. I can tell you he's real.
Okay,
that's for sure.
Was he wearing a black hat? He was wearing a black hat?
Who?
The roadside assistance person, right? The one, that was the boyfriend. Sorry, you're talking about the roadside. I want to know who the boyfriend that was with her about because the roadside assistant guy is who you're interviewing the bidding.
I don't know. I don't. Everybody's painting the picture that it was some type of boyfriend or somebody. I don't know who the guy was, and I can tell you that there's a lot in that interview that took place for us to deem it credible, or we would not have ever filmed that interview. Like I said, we do everything that we can with integrity in order to respect not only the case that we're working, but us and ourselves as well. There's a lot of speculation out there, but as far as who it was, I have no clue who that was.
Okay.
But this guy, if you guys watch the video, this guy comes out and you feel he's credible, and so we gotta accept that. And then the way he shares it, there was clearly, she was with somebody, is what he's alluding at a time that would have been questionable.
And that's any trained person on behavior and interview and interrogation could see that he displayed all the characteristics of somebody that was being honest. And we don't have to go into all those different things. I was watching for all of those different things, and I thought that he was credible in the sense that he's part of our story. The world needs to know why we're starting, where we're starting, how we're starting, as we do with any case. We're not here to hype anything up, fake anything, and we didn't know where this was going to go. We just arrived in town, and this just happened. This is all organic. You can go down the other assessments as far as what he said, and fill in the blanks on his testimony. I can say 10% of what we showed, and we don't know who that was. We don't know who that was with her, or we don't even know who the her was. Who was the her? I think that's another question mark.
Now, did you catch that? Why is Jared saying they have definitive proof on who he was, and he's saying they don't know who the guy was? Which is it? Which is it? Do you know who it is, or do you not know who it is?
Maybe it wasn't her,
That's a good twist. But didn't he say he had a camera, he had a dashboard recording it, correct?
Yeah. That particular company, all their drivers' vehicles are recorded audio and video for their safety and also for insurance purposes of the company. It's also their procedure to park just like law enforcement agency would, facing the scene, recording it all. And the FBI has they are taking care of all of that. Like I said, this is a big investigation that's still ongoing. The public wants answers right now. Fortunately, that's not the way this works in an investigative standpoint, especially when you have an autopsy that's pending. So those things have to play their role, and the answers in this big of a case aren't going to come right away.
Speaking of the roadside assistance, Honey Badger just asked, was the roadside assistance guy called by someone, or was it an automatic trigger by the vehicle's system?
So like I said, we are only able to show 10% really of what that interview, what took place there. I'm trying to use my words carefully, in order to protect a lot of things in the investigation, right? I can say that he did not even know about this case until a week after he walks into some store and sees a flyer and he starts seeing it on the news.
All right. So now I'm going to play some of Jared, and you could see the discrepancy of what Jared said as compared to what he said. And like I said, 10 to Life did a wonderful job. She asked some good questions real quickly. Typing in another chat.
Oops, there you go. So you can see it right here on the right.
All right. Jared had to send her a super chat to catch her attention. It was pretty funny.
Hi there, real quick. Hey,
Hi, Jared. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. It's Annie from.
There's an echo. You might have two tabs
Yeah, hold on, I
open.
got a meeting over here on this one. All right, is that better? There we go.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, it's my 27th anniversary today. I only have a few minutes. I'm on
Happy
vacation with my wife. I got to check out of the hotel, but I saw that you were live, and I just wanted to put something out there real quick. I appreciate you and everybody else, covering, what we, did for Kiely and her family. Sometimes misinformation gets put out there. Since I saw you online, and like I said, I only have a few minutes, I wanted to give you this information. That way you can help spread awareness of what's coming across most recently today. As you may have heard the other day, there may be a fake account, or it may have been, Lindsay's real account. We don't know as to that. If it is her, we understand her grieving. We don't fault her at all for attacking us if that was legit in her. We have a
Kaido, who did? Under what account?
new one's popped up today. I don't know if it's real. I don't know if it's legit. But let me tell you, the one that I have is that we have a new one from a Lori Herring. Let me just read it. I don't know if you've seen it out there. It says, please know that I am thankful that they found Kiely. I am Aunt Lori. They never contacted me. So first of all, we went from not having an aunt there to now we have two aunts. I don't know if there's a real aunt or not. I was put in the timeline. I was never contacted, even though in the original video they eluded, they were talking to me.
No, I have it sped up.
And I don't know if you saw our original video where we actually had Lori, the aunt, in there, as well as Sally, the grandma. That's why the video was removed. It was false information. At first, I was outraged, and I was really shook up. Now I'm sad that they felt that they needed to put up false video information. So one, we never put up anything that's false. We had the recording. Anybody that watched the original video, it had Lori's voice in there. The Lori that we have, that we made contact with, which was our family contact, is also spelled differently. So the Lori that we have is L-O-R.
Yes, a bro tank is a wife beater.
Our last name is Neiman, N-I-E-M-A-N, as well as Grandma Sally.
What?
Your house. Oops, there you go. See.
Angela, I never said it was legit. That's not what I said. I'm not trying to fight with you, but that is not what I said at all. Listen again to what I actually said. I never once said that I think that they said it was legit. I said quite the opposite, actually.
You can see it right here on the right-hand side. Let me open that. Oops.
% of the vehicles that we find are going to be upside down, that we find underwater. Normally the vehicle will stay upright for a little bit, and then the engine, as the little image that you were showing, the engine bay is going to go down, and then eventually the water at the back. With the window at the back that was halfway down, now you have nothing that's going to trap the water. So therefore, this vehicle, in my opinion, is going to be underwater within 20 to 40 seconds versus a car that has all the windows up. Now you're looking at anywhere between 2 and 10 minutes, depending on the seals, the size of the car. A smaller car like this one, is going to float a little bit longer. I would guess if all the windows were up, about 6 minutes would be my guess.
Until
But those were, the one window was clear.
Just type it out, Kaido. Put like a space. All right.
Down. Now the front side window that was actually, either down or broken out. I cannot confirm whether it was down or broken. And if it was broken, did that happen after the vehicle already flipped and it landed underneath?
In all of the cases that you guys have done and their car has been flipped, have you ever found anybody in the hatchback area, and would it be tough for somebody to float back there?
Never in the hatchback area. It would be almost impossible for somebody to float back there, especially if the car is upside down. There's always that slim chance of being struck by lightning, in my opinion. As far as any other cases that we found somebody in the hatchback area, we have found people fighting to get out, but in doing so, as the vehicle is going underwater and you're fighting for your life, the body is clung to and is trying. These images are burned in my head from past experience, that they are trying and they're fighting for life to get out, but they also already know that they have an access to get out. So here's the thing in this one.
There's nobody on Twitter by that name.
In my opinion, okay, there's no reason to be going for the hatchback unless the hatchback was open, which it was not. In another case that I had, 100% the side windows were up and the hatchback was open, and that's where he was fighting for his life to get out of the back of the vehicle. He did not make it. In this particular case, you have, let's say that the two front windows were up and that it didn't break until it was smashed underwater. You do have the side window, though, that was down. And in my opinion, based upon how far the window was down, as well as the distance from the hatchback area to those back seats, you have a much greater chance of climbing out that side window than you would a hatchback that's completely locked and sealed, that you're not going to have any access to get out of. There's nothing inside for you to pull to open that I know of. I don't own a 2013 CRV, so I don't know. But in my opinion, based upon that distance of the rear and the hatchback area versus the window that was down, I would instead envision being, struggling for that last, breath to get out that window.
Okay, thank you. And you said that, I know you have to go soon, so I just have two more questions. You said that there was a shoe that was identified on Kiely while she was in that hatchback area. Did you hear anything about restraints or anything else that appeared odd?
No, I did not hear of anything else that appeared odd.
Based on how many cases and recoveries you guys have made, what would you say if you had to put a percentage to this, accident versus foul play?
With that one, I'm going to say that I'm not going to really put a percentage on it. I'm just going to say that we would not have put the title that we did if we did not feel that there's potential for foul play in this one.
Okay, and you guys have a couple of other videos you said.
Our reputation is on the line on this one, so we want to be very careful in what we say and what we put out there and how we do it.
Do you believe that she was in the hatchback area when the car went into the water?
That part I cannot 100% positively say.
Okay.
If I felt that way, then I would tell you 100%. I feel, Annie, that she was taken out and she was in the back the whole time. And here's my theories. I have my theories, speculations, and my wife and everybody in the group does as well. A lot of people are talking about it, and eventually that information is going to come out. And if by chance there is an arrest that is made, as you've heard, we do have two other videos that one of them, especially with the Nick, the tow truck driver, that has a lot more information that we would have loved to share, but we don't want to ruin somebody's life if this is not, legit.
So that's if an arrest is made, you're saying?
That's correct.
Okay, great, thank you. And you didn't see if the gear was in neutral, correct? I remember hearing you say that you weren't sure.
I wasn't sure, but at this point, it sounds like it's a moot point. And the reason why I say that is several Honda experts, as well as I saw a video late last night online where somebody owns a Honda CRV. They went out, they turned the car completely off, and the vehicle was able to roll while it was in gear. So most cars in my mind, from
All right, let me just tell you, the guy's a fraud. The guy has 45 followers. He follows Nerdy Addict, Sleuthy, and Brian Enton, and a couple of other people. But yeah, he's not a news reporter. He probably stole Nerdy Addict's picture. Total fraud.
The thing I've ever learned is, car's not going to roll if it's in park. It has to be park or drive. It has to be at neutral. But is that debunked? That's now a mute point in everybody's speculation at this point in whether it was in gear or not. So according to the Honda experts and according to this video, it sounds like we should not be, speculating at this point. It doesn't matter if it was in gear or not.
Agreed. And then, sorry, I lied. I have one last question for you. As far as, I know. Hey, I'll call the hotel myself and get late checkout. I just have one more question. In regards to the contents in the vehicle, we were able to see just from slowing down some of the video footage, there was a Truly can, a phone charger, things like that. Can you tell us, was there a hoodie in there? Because I know there were two different hoodies that they were looking for. Was there anything obscure in there, whether a potential weapon or anything like that was recovered?
This was Nick's first time underwater for something like this, and this is how you gain experience, is by going underwater for the first time for something like this. And so as Nick garners more experience, he's going to, be better about taking additional time to really, film and take everything in. I would hope that the law enforcement do take more time to film it while they were underwater with their divers. But as far as Nick and our team, I don't have any other additional information. I did ask about the perfume bottle that Nick, the tow truck driver, had mentioned, and my Nick did not mention that he saw a perfume bottle anywhere.
Okay, that's great to know. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes, go ahead. And if you're able to call in at another time,
All right. So basically just reiterating what I had said, or what I showed, like what I took notes on. If I knew I was going to play it, I didn't need to take notes. So, yeah. What do you guys think? Let me open up panel in case anyone wants to come up. If not, I got it. I said everything I had to say. Yep. Saying there, I'm blurred. Yeah, that came from Nerdy Addict, the guy that was interviewing Doug. He's the one that said it, that she was naked. It's not true. Hey, Donna. Oh, no. I think it's foul play, too. There's just too many stories.
Draw. Latina joined.
Hey, lady.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Oh, am I on?
Yeah, you're on.
Oh, that's funny. I don't see my tree of life. That's why. Okay. Hi. Okay, so I think that you're doing a great job, by the way. I just want to say that you are like amazing, that you're able to handle all these different comments. And you call this out, no Jody Schmody and no Whoozy Woozy and la 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 la, and then you say something and you get angry and then you're like, oops, I made a mistake. Okay, now I'm sorry about that. I mean, I love how you're able to manage all of this, and
thank you.
I really think your channel is going to take off.
I hope
but
so.
but it's taking off at its organic pace, and I think I'm just so tickled and proud of you. So that's number one. No, I really am happy for you. Now, I just wanted to say, I think that the discrepancy between what Jared and Doug are saying, like one is saying, we don't know who the woman is, and we don't know who the male companion is. And then you have, let me get these names right. Is it Jared saying the man has been confirmed, the woman has we have not confirmed her identity, right? So you get what I'm saying? There's a discrepancy there. Now I could be totally wrong, but I feel like when the guy with the beard, is that Doug? When he was talking on Popcorn Planet, I felt like he was talking as if he were explaining the present moment when they were interviewing Nick, and he was in the present moment saying, we don't know who the guy was. We don't know who the woman was. That's what I felt like. He was almost reliving that moment and explaining about how it was unfolding. Whereas I felt, this is just my impression, that Jared, who was speaking much more definitively, that indeed the male has been confirmed and the female has not been. I think he's speaking about today, that what they know of now, not what they knew of a week ago. Does that make any sense or no?
It does.
I don't know what other folks think, but I don't necessarily think Adventures with AWP, the discrepancy is meaningful there. That's my opinion.
Okay. And I can see that. I definitely understand that. I just Doug's facial expressions and his, someone said something earlier that I have to agree with. If she was driving in on that incline, she would have been further out, even if she was going 20 miles an hour, because on the flip side of that, there was no airbags deployed. So you have no airbags, plus you have somebody going, let's say 30 miles an hour. She would have been further out. Because if she was going that fast to begin with, she would have jumped that ledge. You know what I'm saying? Did I lose her? Where'd you go?
I'm here.
All right. That I
Can you
just
hear
feel
me?
like yeah, now I can. That if she was going, let's say 30, 40 miles an hour, she would have jumped that hill and gone right into the water. She would have been further out.
Yes, I understand what you're saying there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. I guess I was speaking more to his body language that you were talking about, Doug. I never knew his name with a long beard. That when he put his head back, he rolled his eyes hither, thither, and yon, and there was that very long pause. I do believe he thinks the car was pushed in.
All right, hold on. Stace, before I add you to the stream, just let me see that you're a real person. Stace? I need to see you're a real person. You're not on stream yet. You're not on camera. It's just me. But I need to see that you're real. All right, there you go. All right, you can turn it off. Okay.
All right, may I say one more thing before I leave?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have to leave.
Okay. Now wait a minute. Oh, this is a little bit maybe inappropriate. I just stop me and say stop if you want me to, okay?
Okay.
I popped on your live when you were looking at some sort of what you called a ghost
Yeah.
figure in a photograph. No. I went back to the Nick and I stopped when he at a certain point, and I maybe because I'm so used to looking at x-rays and stuff like that, I don't know. But I then took a screenshot of it, and I looked at it very clearly. To me, it appears I can see that she's in the fetal position with the legs, the knee, the thigh, the buttock. I can see.
But that's what I thought too. But you're not going to be in a fetal position in a car that's upside down all the way in the hatch. That's not going to happen. I thought of that too.
Well, I hate to be so. This is why you would need to say stop. Me, okay? Unless she had been placed there and was already in rigor.
But then she would have been more decomposed.
Not necessarily.
That if she was out of water, let's say for 4 days, I'll just give a rough 4 days. If she was out for 4 days, she would have to be in a freezer because her body would have been decomposed in California daytime.
No. I'm saying that because you can get to rigor within, I mean, it's a range of hours.
Okay.
So let's say she's in the fetal position, and that's the position and that she was in, okay? And she's in rigor within, let's say, 8 hours. I'm going to just say a range. And she hasn't, then it goes into the water. I believe somebody, I've listened to so many different people now, but somebody gave the dimensions. Maybe it was even you, I don't know. One of the creators gave the dimensions of that tailgate area, and apparently it's only 20 something inches. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Avery joined.
But it's
so tight. It's incredibly tight. They basically, maybe it was even Jared, basically said it's enough for a few 6-packs or something.
No, so it's bigger than that. I showed a video yesterday.
Somebody help me. Go ahead.
I showed a video yesterday.
Jump in real quick.
Hey, Stace.
Hey, the tow truck driver, he explained the male with the female, we would assume might be Kiely. He had the rose shirt, and he said a black hat with the SF logo, San Francisco.
Right. He said
Do you remember hearing that?
Yeah, but he said the
correct.
SF was in white.
It was white, you said?
Yeah, he said the black hat with a white SF. Now, the only hat we've ever seen Jagger in had a black SF.
Okay, but like my sons, they're Angel fans, and they've got Angel fans in every color. They've got black hats with the Angel logo in black and white and red. if Jagger is truly a San Francisco 49er fan, he would have multiple hats with the SF in different colors. And then he said that the guy had brown hair sticking out to the side. I mean, it totally describes Jagger.
I agree, but I'm sure it describes a lot of other people too. And I'm not really with AWP on that. I've seen way too many people just want their 15 minutes of fame and make up stories left and right. And,
True.
psychics who do it all the time. So
Right.
until I have definitive proof that, because like Jared said, you can ruin somebody's entire life. Like
Totally. And I've learned that from you. Watching, you speak on that, because you even took down that show. I was upset when you took it down, but I understood once you talked about your own kids and not wanting that to follow them. And I respect you for that, because I didn't understand at first. And then, hearing you out, it made sense. So yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
And that's the only thing that I keep thinking, like, they may know more and this guy may be totally legit and maybe they haven't dealt with true crime a lot. Who knows? But I just found it a little odd that I can't put so much into this guy when there's no proof of it. Like he wasn't at the right lake. He wasn't found at the right lake. So who's to say that this guy's even legit? Just because AWP says legit doesn't make it true. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay, I just wanted to bring up the San Francisco hat and kind of bounce it off you to see what you thought. But all right, well, thank you for listening.
You're welcome. And
jump off.
I will say this too, though, that Jared, not so much Doug, but Jared is giving the impression that it is 100% Jagger. And then on this flip side, he says that, well, we're not going to accuse him and blah, blah, blah. What worries me is they may believe this guy is credible, but they're divers. Like, what do they know about credible people that just want 15 minutes of fame? Probably not a lot.
Right.
So I kind of I do believe 100% that they believe this guy's real, but it doesn't take much. And this is where I question it. It doesn't take much to thank you, Camberlina. It doesn't take much to have the FBI or whatever look at the tapes. So if they're looking at the tapes, it doesn't take this long to arrest somebody or find out what's going on. And even though it hasn't been a long time, when it comes to something like this, it is a long time, because if they've had these videotapes for so long, because according to Doug, the guy reported it immediately, which would have been over 2 weeks already. Right?
But can I say something? I have two things I want to. May I say something?
Yeah.
Okay. So I agree with you on that, Laura. But at the same time, let's say they have definitive. Let's say 2 weeks ago, they got the tapes, the law enforcement, and they were able. They know pretty much who they think it is. Maybe they were waiting to find for AWP to come and really hopefully find that car. So now they've got their proof. Like, how do you arrest somebody on a maybe? I'm sorry?
But they would know if that car was Kylie's. And that's been
right,
but
yes, but they don't have. What if the car is still? Let's say 2 weeks ago, like you're saying, this dude Nick, the tow truck, whatever, the driver assistant guy, the law enforcement, he came forward. Law enforcement was able to grab that video, right?
Yeah.
What would they be able to arrest somebody on? And they identify the male, whoever the male is. It could be a new boyfriend. It could be an old boyfriend. It could be whomever. What would they arrest that person on?
Well, that's easy. If Laura, oh, that's Laura Lee. All right. If Kiely had, if they have the car the day after Kiely went missing, and whoever those people were, if that wasn't Kiely, or even if it was Kiely, well, how did Kylie's car end up in the water? That would have been.
I'm saying they don't have the water. Oh, maybe we're talking about two different things. I thought you were talking about why hadn't they arrested somebody before the car was found?
No,
are you saying
the tow truck driver is for real? Why haven't they
yes.
arrested anyone yet?
Because they just found the car.
Yes, because they just found the car.
Yeah, but it's been over 2 weeks.
Wait, they found the car, what, the 22nd?
You don't think they're pushing people? I agree, Sandy. You don't think they're pushing people just so someone will talk? So they're trying to throw stuff out there? I wonder that too. I wondered that too after hearing the interviews today.
Hey, I have a question.
Sure.
So,
Hey.
Dr. Latina.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Hi. Okay. Okay.
Oh, it's Avery. Hi, Avery.
Hi. Okay. So, rigor mortis. Is there a difference if a person passes away underwater than if they pass away above water? Is there any kind of a difference in how rigor mortis sets in?
Well, it's
good question.
That may be on a little bit beyond my pay grade, so to speak, because I'm not too familiar with. I don't think rigor mortis would set in the same time frame underwater, but it would depend upon the temperature of the water. For instance, I remember I did go on a different
or something.
Yeah, exactly. I did go on another site, another creator, to review the Brian Laundrie autopsy. And what I said in that autopsy explanation is, in Florida, in the swampy area, it was muddy, swampy, in 100-degree weather, he would have, he probably, I mean, going from alive to dead to decomposition, rigor mortis, he would have passed through that because within 10 days, he would have been just pure bone.
I agree.
Because
Can I
it's
say
like,
something about the?
you understand what I'm saying? So in this situation, she was in really almost, like Laura was saying earlier, almost cold water. It was probably down at 14 feet in the 50s, if not lower temperature.
So that would slow the...
It would slow decomposition. Plus, she was in a fresh lake or fresh water versus ocean water. The salt will preserve, in some ways, but in the ocean, you have a lot of larger predators. I hate to get so graphic, that will the body. You understand what I'm saying?
I thought the salt would break the body down.
It's his perplexity. You can be as graphic as you need. I'm already unlimited. They've already struck me for cursing, so don't worry about it.
So in terms of the rigor, what I'm trying to figure out is if she is in a fetal position or even a bent position, what I'm trying to figure out is, okay, say she passed away in the water, underneath the water, and she floated to the back, then would her body be able to, would the rigor be able to set into that position? Do you guys see what I'm asking?
Yes, I've been saying that. It doesn't make sense.
Okay. And then, Dr. Latina, what do you think about people, other YouTubers, trying to enhance those photos? Like, I just want to know your personal opinion on that.
You mean enhance as in try to undo the privacy editing?
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's unethical.
Do you know if it's legal or illegal?
Oh, I'm not speaking on legality. I'm speaking more on ethics and morality.
She's a minor.
It's not illegal.
It probably is not illegal since it's out there, but she is a minor child. And, on that sense, I think anytime you try to, expose somebody, especially if a child is in any a degree of undress, then I do think you get into areas of illegality on that, right?
I think so. And yeah, and your personal opinion is that it's immoral. It's disgusting.
It's ethically wrong.
I think it's
Right,
morally
okay.
and ethically wrong because I think enough has already been done. I think I'm going to speak as a physician, but I also want to, before I answer this question, there was a person on the call here, and I think she was correct by saying the salt water can break things down even more quickly. I think there is a point to that as well, and that's
Uh-huh.
I want to honor that statement because I am
Thank
not
you,
an
Dr.
expert.
Latina.
I'm sorry.
She said thank you.
Oh yeah, because I'm not. I'm really. That's why I laugh and said this is a little beyond my pay grade when we're getting into salt water versus fresh water and predators and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to just go on record to say that. But I'm gonna tell you, in my 30 years, and I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it all. I mean, motor vehicle accidents, people's brains coming off a bicycle and coming into the ER because they didn't have a helmet, and young person with their brains hanging out. I've seen it all. And I'm not that I'm insensitive to it, but I've seen it. And nothing really, quote, grosses me out. But I have to say that film of AWP, when Nick was down there, two things happened to me as somebody who I consider to be rather seasoned. One is that I felt sick to my stomach as he passed that window. Oh, I'm getting like goosebumps right now. It really hit me in a very visceral way that I saw what I saw, and I said, "Oh my God, this is so sad and so real."
Yeah.
So for me to I'm outside now. I'm shaking not because I'm going to cry, but because it's cold outside. Hold on, my dogs are outside. Okay, for me to see that and have that visceral response, why would I can't imagine that anybody would even put it in their head that they would want to undo that privacy editing. I'm shocked.
Because we're sick.
You understand what I'm saying? Because
That's why I wish the cops found her, because it's getting worse. It's turning into a circus, like by the second.
Yeah, I just think it's enough now, because I guess what I'm trying to say is how much more titillation do people need? I mean, AWP gave a very visceral graphic. And the other thing is, I haven't cried about this case at all until I was down there. I wasn't down there with Nick, but I felt like I was. And I was listening to his breathing and how his breathing increased as he was getting to the back. I mean, I felt like I was really with him, And then when he said we found a body, I just started to cry. I said, "Oh my God, this is real." And I do think that this charade, parade, drama that's happened in a way over this case, it has made us all not as sensitive to what's going on. That this was a real little girl that, died.
Can I say something about the toe situation? That was 2 weeks ago. He gave it to the cops 2 weeks ago. The cops would have, if she was on there, and they clearly.
Oh, you're back on the tow truck. I was thinking towing out of the water. Okay, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
no. I was just trying to make a point from
The
like
tow
5
truck
minutes
guy.
ago.
The tow truck guy. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. From 5 minutes ago. So say the cops had it 2 weeks before, they would have identified her and said, because they didn't have the car yet, they would have said, "Okay, last seen, identify. We caught her on this footage."
I agree. Okay, but let me also say this. I'm just being complete devil's advocate. I don't have the answer either. But here's my thing. I know from my own practice, like we've had lots of different things happen, and when the police, they have to subpoena stuff, right? Or lawyers subpoena our practice, and I worked for a rather large organization.
Yeah, but it doesn't take long, and most people are willing to give the footage right away for something like that,
Yeah, I don't know what the law or the rules are with the, I'm making it up, AAA, whatever the company is. They may have gone to their lawyer. I don't know how much, because
I
I
don't
can
think
tell
it
you,
would have taken that much time. I think they would have willingly gave that information at first. They probably wouldn't even have to do all that.
I don't know. I just know from the organizations that I've worked for.
But I think it could have taken less than 24 hours to say, "Here you go, subpoena, done."
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
1 business day, get the judge to sign it.
Okay. So I have another, here's my other question.
Hold on one second. To the person backstage, I need to see you before I add you on camera. I mean, before I add you on the stream, I just need a quick flash to make sure you're real. If not, you don't get on screen. All right. Good enough? You can turn it off. All right.
Okay. So the vehicle was found on the 22nd, right?
21st.
Oh, it was found on the 21st.
Mhm.
Okay. So that's 9, 10, 11, that's 12 days. So almost 2 weeks. Don't you think that if it was an accident, they would have been able to say that by now, even without toxicology?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I
Because
think they're being extra careful because of how this is blowing up right now. You know, I think they're crossing all their T's and stuff and being really careful, getting their experts and stuff. And let me tell you, I'll jump the bandwagon, okay? But my gut is a terrible accident right now. It still is, you know. But if it isn't, then they're not going to get away with it.
Okay. The reason I don't think it's a terrible accident is to go back to the the cubic footage or inches or whatever it's called of the tailgate. It's only 30 on that model car. It's only 39 cubic whatever
But can I make a point to that?
inches.
We never saw. Sorry.
Deep and 53 inches wide. Believe me, I could fit back there.
There could have been scenarios. We didn't see how the car was flipping, when it moved, what her strategy was. It was pitch black. You got to remember that. She could have been intoxicated, and it could have been a last desperate attempt for an air pocket before the car flipped, you know?
But the problem is with that is there are so many factors, and I'm not trying to be argumentative with you at all.
No,
but
if
I'm
I
trying
sound that way, I'm sorry.
No, I think I might be sounding that way.
No,
That's why
I'm not here to cause trouble. Trust me.
No, I
Okay,
think these are all really relevant points, and I don't think I don't think anybody really has the answer at this time. But my thing is, when they said that the windows were open, let's say at least one was halfway down, and it sounds to me like there was another back window that might have been all the way down. When that car goes into water, according to Jared, it had it was something like up to 30 seconds or something. And
yeah, it happened fast, he said. You're right.
Right. So in 30 seconds, then there was a guy that called in, I think to Zav Girl or something last night, who said he himself, with his really good friend about 20 years ago, he flipped twice and then they ended up submerging in the water and upside down. His friend was able to get out and then dove back in to get him. He said what he wanted us as listeners to realize is when he was upside down in a similar, vehicle. He said, you're totally in 30 seconds time. He said he didn't even know he was trying to go up, but he was hitting the roof. He was hitting the floor of the car.
So you gotta panic. That's terrifying.
And he said he had no idea, why am I hitting the floor of the car? And he was running out of air. And so in 30 seconds, he said the only way he was able to make it out, the only way, because his windows were down also, was that his friend dove back in and grabbed him out.
That's so scary.
It is. He said there would have been no time for her to go, let me make a backup plan. He said it's 30 seconds. That's it.
Everybody needs to remember it's pitch black. She couldn't see. It's something we all were envisioning this with vision. Envision that with nothing. You know?
I just have incredible. 2 more things and then I'm going to hop down.
I'm hopping down now, guys, and I'm going to listen to what you have to say.
Okay, so the first one is, don't you guys think that if she was heading home, she would have taken the packages of Truly and the joint wrappers out of her vehicle before leaving?
Brilliant.
You would think so, but you have to remember, what if she was intoxicated? What if she didn't see it yet, or she forgot about it? It could have been her first time drinking. She was 16, But that's a good point. But you have to remember, you're intoxicated. You forget shit.
And then my only other thing, and then I'm going to get down, is today when Doug was doing the interview on Popcorn Planet, when Andy asked him about her being clothed, instead of saying that he couldn't answer that, what would have, if she was clothed, what would have been wrong with saying she was clothed?
Now that's alarming.
Because I just think my personal feeling is that they just can't give any information because they're not anything other than a dive team.
True.
And they can't give any kind of information.
It could mess up the case, and it could also add more, suspense.
Yeah.
Well,
All right,
I just want
that was everything.
Listen, guys, I'm going to hop down, but I just want to thank everybody on the chat panel here. I've enjoyed sharing my ideas, and I thank everybody for listening to my ideas. And I've enjoyed listening to everybody's perspectives. We really don't know yet.
Right.
But thank you so much, Laura and everybody.
Yeah, it's nice talking to you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Hey, Purple.
Hey, Avery.
What's up?
What I'm going to say is, when Nick went down, he was not supposed to even be filming while he was looking in the vehicle.
You're coming in every other word.
When Nick was under there filming, to go look in the car, he wasn't even supposed to have that camera on. You're supposed to look in the car before you even video it.
Oh, you mean because
that was a mistake. Right, because that was one mistake he made. He made a big mistake by filming it while he was searching to see if there was anybody in the car.
But wasn't he doing that for his legal protection, so he had to film it?
No, because before Doug or any of these other guys got involved, it was Jared, Sam, and Dan. Jared and Sam are the ones that would dive. They never filmed when they were checking inside the cars. Never.
Okay.
But Nick had
a lot today.
First time.
Yeah, this is the first time that's ever happened. And it's a big no-no.
All right.
I still got to play catch up.
I've been watching these guys for quite a while. And like I said, neither of the others have ever, and they know they never filmed when they were checking the cars, the bodies. Never.
Okay.
What they do is awesome, and I have mad respect for them, but even they can make mistakes. Even they could get caught up in drama.
Right. I'm not saying they can't, but that was a big no-no that Nick done when he went under there and was filming that when he was checking the car for a body.
Yeah, I have already heard that rumor. I don't
that
like
camera
that.
off.
Yeah.
That camera should have never been rolling, ever.
But they had to, though, because it's like a learning experience. They had to film it. Plus,
not while he was underwater looking in the car for a body. No.
But they weren't looking for a body. They were looking for a car.
Well, they already found the car because they had that big magnet on it, so they knew the car was there. What they were doing going under there then is checking the tag and checking to see if there was a body in the car. They checked the tag and it was her car. So then they automatically start looking in the car for a body.
See, but
and when he started looking for the body, he should have turned his camera off.
I see what you're saying. It's very hard to hear. You keep going in and out, and it's like we hear every other word. So it's hard to understand. I'm weeding through it, though. I'm getting through it. But I see what you're saying. I do. I see what you're saying.
when he was searching the car for the body, he should have had his camera off. It should have never been on.
Which makes sense. I hear you.
I still say it was for legal protection and documentation. You know,
No,
even though we don't like it because we've already heard rumors of photos being shared that were edited and stuff. You know, that's why I hate the internet.
But no, he's the first one that's ever done that I know of. The others never did do it. And see, when Doug started out, before he started out, he was a tow truck driver for Elite that pulled a lot of the cars out for Adventures with Purpose.
Try resetting your phone. It's like every other word and it's garbled.
Yeah. Do you have headphones on?
No.
Okay. You might want to try them though too. Or reconnect.
If you, because I'm gonna clear panel to play this video. When you jump down, rewind a little, you hear what we're hearing.
Okay, I'm gonna jump down so you can play your video, Laura.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna open it back up.
Okay.
It's hard if I'm playing a video.
I'm gonna get down.
All right, but I want to thank both of you guys for coming up. And Purple, just check your phone, see if it's your phone. All right. Sweet Carolyn, thank you. It was filming to document the scene, not just for Kiely's person. And Bustcan says the AWP footage could be integral. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. And I also want to say to Hazel, the clip has been ready to go for about 10 minutes. So I was just waiting for everyone to stop talking. All right, I don't know what's on this, so I'll leave it at that.
Okay. All right. Now then, I'm going to take me off of the camera. There we go. All right. I can't really make that any bigger. I wish I could. I know those of you that are on phones, I know that's small to look at. Let me see if I can do a little bit more. Oh, that's going to make it hard for me to see. But I think I can still do it. Okay. All right. What do you think about my graphics? Pretty spiffy, huh? Yeah, I'm not a graphics genius. We really need gray hues to do this. Not me. But we will fumble along as I try to make my point. Okay? All right. Gray hues, if you happen to stumble upon this, we need you to do this demonstration in a beautiful presentation because I can't do it. Okay. All right. So the arrow is just showing the incline down into the water, right? And I want to talk about the car going into the water and turning over and being brought out. Okay. So we're all assuming that the car goes into the water like in this direction, right? Of course, it's in the water and it bobs there for a little bit, and then it goes this direction, and then as it goes towards the bottom, it turns over like this. Correct? Now,
Jules, I love this. This is way better than I could have done. I love this.
That is driving straight into the water. So, it's like this, but, about right there. And that gives you a pretty good idea how weird it is. I didn't find the car. So this is what it looks like. So when they come then to get the car out, then what they do is they flip it like this, right? They're not flipping it from they're not going, they're not pulling it. So
okay, let me make a comment about this though, because I've heard this theory today about how they pulled it up from the back. All cars are towed from the back, but you can't really tow a car from the front. So if they're pulling a car out of the ocean, I said it again, out of the water, it's always going to be pulled from the front. I mean, from the back.
It's straight up and down and then back side up. That they're going to destroy the car by doing it that way. It's much less pressure on the car to turn it from side to side. right? So it went from side door over onto the wheels. Okay, now then, let me start back over where I'm at instead of getting sidetracked and I gotta flip the whole thing again. That way and that way. Okay, so if the car drives in like this, right? The weight of the engine is gonna pull it down this way. And then gradually,
it's not going to go straight down like that, though. It's going to go down on an angle. It doesn't really flip over till after it's in the water.
It's going to go to this point. And even though we've seen video where the car has flipped 1 or 2 times, or maybe even 3 times before finally coming to rest at the bottom, this car's found in 14 feet of water. It didn't flip but just once. It didn't have enough room to flip.
I guess that depends on the car, Hazelnut, but an SUV is going to have a tow thing in the back. It's going to be much easier to tow it from the back.
Yeah, more than that. So we know that it was one flip, right? Okay, so then when the cops come to retrieve the car and they flip it from side to side and then they pull it out. Y'all with me? What's wrong with this picture? What's wrong with the beautiful graphics that I've just presented to you? There's a serious problem. A serious problem. Car's facing the wrong way.
But one thing is you have the car backwards.
That's not how they pulled it out. When they pulled the car out, they pulled the back end out first. Remember? The back end came out, they put the blue tarp on it.
You lost me, Jules.
Right? Okay. So that means if the car ends up going into the water backwards this way.
No, I disagree.
The car goes into the water this way.
I mean, I agree, but I disagree.
And the engine pulls it down this way. And it finally flips this way. And then the cops go in and flip it side over side. Then they can pull it out like this.
No, there is a disagree. I get what she's saying, but there is a disagree. Because if you go in, if you go straight in, your car doesn't flip before you hit the water. Your car goes in, and as it's sinking, it flips. Once it flips, all you got to do is flip it back. You flip it the exact same way you flipped it in the first place. You would flip it backwards. So let me show you what I mean. Hold on. Okay. If here's the water and here's my car. Okay, my car goes in and it flips. When they pull it out, they just have to flip it back over. Like, really simple. My car flips, and then when they grab it, they flip it back over. Because remember, it's not going to hurt it because it's in the water. So when you do like a flip in the water, it doesn't do anything. Like, you can't get hurt because you're just flipping in the water. So when you bring it back, they're going to flip it in the water. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying there's 2 ways to go that you could think it could go. I'm wrong? Okay, maybe I am wrong. How do you know? How do you know I'm wrong? Okay, so even if they flip it to the side, they can still turn it around and flip it back. All right, I'll let the video play.
So have the car get in the water, people. I'm for sure, Pathless Jones, I'm certain, 100% certain, they flipped it from one side over the next. The reason that we know that they did it that way is because the car was actually listing, when it came to rest, it was actually a bit on its side anyway. So they just had to push it over to get it back on the wheels. Big ups, stop. You're gonna go into the corner next, okay? I don't have the patience for this today, all you small children. No, the car did not go from side to side because of the air inside the car and in the tire. The windows were down or completely gone. The engine is the heaviest part of the car. It went nose down first. Whether it went in forward or backwards makes no, if it went in sideways, it doesn't matter. The engine is the heaviest part of the car. It is going to hit first. Ceresia, I'm sorry, but I'm right. Voice for the voiceless, please be respectful. We are the adult table. It's not always fun to be the adults, though, right? Sometimes we gotta have a little fun.
Sorry,
so
I thought I
what
was showing
if
you guys.
Followed nose into the side and never front flip? Well, it did.
Okay, but if it went in, all right, let me do my little example. Oh, you can't see it there. Okay, if it rolled in backwards, then it's, even though the front is the hardest part, if it rolled in backwards and then went forwards, it's still going to flip this way. Either way, it's still going to flip this way. Because if it went in forward and it, all right, let me go this way because I'm lefty. Here's my water, okay? If it rolls, here's the incline. Whoop, here's the incline. No, I did this wrong. So if I'm driving first, if I'm driving straight, and there's my incline, and I go into the water and I flip. Okay, you're saying it didn't happen that way. So I'm going backwards. If I'm going backwards and my car then takes a nosedive and goes that way, I'm still landing the exact same way as if I went in forwards. All right, I'll keep looking.
No, it flipped. We know it flipped because we have video of it. It was definitely on its back, but listing onto the side. The window was open, so the weight on the water could have turned it that way. No, remember, both back seat windows were down, and the passenger window was either rolled all the way down or broken out. I know, right? Voice for the voiceless. Okay, so let me be specific with you guys. Okay, I'm not going to poach someone else's proprietary work. I'm not, unless they came and said, "Hey, Jules, you can play it, do whatever you want. Doesn't matter. Go ahead." I'm just not going to do it, especially something like this, because it is so.
Okay, so some of you guys are missing the point of this. Let me explain the point of this. The point of this is, if it went in backwards, she absolutely, there's foul play. That's the point of this. I'm sorry if you're not grasping that. But if she went in backwards, she didn't drive in backwards. That's the point. Sorry if you missed it.
The exclusive, right? But it's now, but as of today, you can go watch AWP's video, and you can watch the video that Nick took as he went down to the car. He saw it in its pristine last condition. He identified the license plate. He went from window to window. He described what he was seeing. You can see the fish swimming in and out of the passenger side window. The driver's side mirror and window broke when they rolled it over. There's a rock there, and you can see that when they pulled it from the side over upright onto the tires, it broke against this rock that was laying there. So this is reality. Kate, welcome. We know where it was, Kate. We know where the shoreline was because you've got you can see it.
Yeah, that's true. Wouldn't the gear have to be in reverse? Unless you put it in unless you're putting it in neutral and it went reverse. But see, I don't know. We don't know how much what the speed would be coming down that incline. We don't know what the speed would be.
It as they're floating the car. You can see it as when it's still on the bottom. You can see the white rectangle while it's still down under the water. Yeah, there were fish in the car. That's right, boys.
Thanks, Looking Beyond.
This proves use airbags to flip it slowly with airbags and then hook line to the frame. Thank you, Sundown Farms. Faraway Downs. Okay. Okay.
All right, hold on, because hold on. I'm going to draw my own little sad little picture. Well, all right. Hold on. All right. So let's say here's the water. Okay, we'll make it blue. La, 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 la. Here's the water. Here's the hill. All right. We'll make the hill, hold on. Blue. Oh. Here's the wavy water. You'd never know I was an artist from the way I'm drawing this. I mean, I'm not an artist like this, but all right. So here's the water. Do Bob Ross, the happy little water, the happy little waves. La, la, la. Okay, Bob Ross says this is good water. So now we have, let's change the color of the incline. Now we have the incline, okay, leading into the water. And okay. Just for Bob Ross, let's make a happy tree. It's a Bob Ross happy tree. Okay? Because you can't draw a picture without a happy tree. So there's Bob Ross happy tree. So now we have a car. Okay, we'll make this car a box. All right, there's her SUV. All right. The SUV, this is the front of the SUV. Goes into the water. Once it hits the water, it flips upside down. And now you have the wheels on the ground with the front being here. Okay. Front is here because the water went in and flipped. Now, if you take the same picture and you put that the front is here and you're bringing it in and it rolls into the water backwards, the front of this is going to flip It's going to flip, and it's going to give you almost the exact same direction. Do you see what I'm saying? I think my arms were better. But do you get what I'm saying, though? Hey, it looks like a duck. We got quack, quack. We got 2 eyeballs and a duck, and there you go. I drew a duck. It's in the opposite direction. But if it rolled down the hill and flipped that way, your front is still going to be in the front. Yeah, I got a duck right here. 2 eyes, beak. I do too deserve a super chat for that picture. Seriously though, if here's the water and here's the incline and the car is going in backwards, here's the front. The car is going in backwards. When it flips, the front is going to be facing that way. If it goes in, thank you, Avery. If it goes in forward and it flips, the front is still going to be the same way. They're both going to have the front facing forward. The car does not flip 360. I know it doesn't. Oh, all right. I see what you're saying. So if it goes in backwards, the front's going to be facing away. If it goes in forward and flips, the front is, they're going to be facing the same direction. I don't know how I keep getting to that, but it is. Oh, that's, Bree, thank you. That's what I was screwing up. You're right. Okay. So if it goes forward, it's going to go over upside down. Thank you, Camabella. It's going to go over upside down, and the front is still going to be facing this way. If it goes this way and the front is in the front, it rolls backwards. If it rolls backwards, how is it going to, you're saying the front is going to, see, no, if it goes in backwards, I don't think it would turn over upside down if it went in backwards. I really don't. Team roll. No, I really don't. Let me show you what I mean. This shit's going to end up on a video. Watch. Somebody at your clip channel is going to clip it. Guaranteed. All right. Let me get to my blue. Okay. So we have a happy ocean. Okay. Happy ocean. All right. Not ocean, lake. All right. Here's the lake. The blue, nice calm water. All right. Okay. Then we have the hill that goes down to the water. Can't forget about a happy tree. Because Barbara Ross says you always have to make a happy tree. Although it looks like Satan. All right. There's our happy tree. The other tree was better, but all right. Here's our happy tree. Okay. Now, it's a bad tree, but it's okay. So now you have a car. All right, here's your box car. front. This is the front. So it goes in backwards. It hits the water. How's it going to then flip forward if it's coming in backwards at an incline? Think about it. It's coming backwards down at an incline, not going flat. It's coming back at an incline, and that incline is pretty steep. I don't see that all of a sudden flipping forward. Do you know what I mean? I know the engine and heavy, but this is coming as a steep incline. Maybe because the window was open? I guess it would come incline and then forward. Okay, so if it came in an incline and went forward, so the front would be towards the back. If it came in forward and flipped, the front would be facing this way. I see what she's saying. All right, I finally got it. All right, I finally got it. Fishy. Fishy. All right, I see what you're saying though. So you think it went in backwards? Don't be making fun of my tree. So that's why you're convinced it went in backwards. All right, I could buy that. But if it went in backwards, then we know for a fact that it's foul play. There you go. No logical reason to go in backwards. Well, kind of. The logical reason is she was pushed in. That's a logical reason. Yes, if you turn this into something, just watch. What? I have to fix that. It's not looking so bad anymore, is it? What? I could keep going. I could turn this into something beautiful. You don't even know. Ah. Didn't flip like her car landed right side down. All right, the last thing I want to show you guys. Hang on. To clear up the rumors. Dun, dun, dun. Now that it's public.
And when we find out, they're notified first. So we're going to notify them first.
Whoever this was, she used his phone, so that's how she did get in contact.
And what was, you mentioned like she was asking funny questions and acting weird.
Granted, I at the time I didn't realize again. That
Yeah. I mean, I've been in the towing industry my whole life, so you see a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of weird stuff, and it's actually pretty normal. You know, so I can see why at the time it's just a normal call.
She kept on going over that, like how do you like, you know, secure your seatbelt that like firmly and like do it correctly, and that's
when she was asking this. Was the guy that she was with right there too? Or?
On the opposite side of the car.
So he could hear the conversation as well?
Every single time the guy would come over to us, she would go on to the other side. And it was just like a back and forth, like a tag team. Better to say, like one person would come over, she wouldn't stay near him, and then it would go vice versa. Or if we were at the front of the car going about the battery and talking about the battery, he was always on one side, she was on the other. They were never close to each other.
She was uncomfortable. Yeah, that screams awkwardness and someone being uncomfortable. And when in that scenario, if he was there with her, he should have been right next to her. If not dealing with you the entire time and not her. Did she seem high or intoxicated? Or
I thought that maybe she was either hungover or just had a really rough day. She looked distressed.
Can you show me on the map where you saw her?
Absolutely.
All right, so we're here in Reno. Let's go down to Truckee. There's Prosser, there's Boca. Just drop a pin on the road exactly where you saw her.
Well, we're at the right place, right? Boca, you come in, you follow this road down. I think that is the turnout right there. Yeah, this is it.
Okay. All of this could be legit. Avery, remind me to show you the picture that someone sent me. Busted Can of Biscuit sent it. You're going to love it. Steven, I'm getting there. I am getting there. Because I didn't make it up. I heard it somewhere. He was pretty far off. There's no way she would have landed in the water in a different body of water if this guy was accurate, in my opinion.
And so right there, how she was coming out this way,
so and her front end was facing 894.
Yeah.
All right. And did you leave before her, or did she leave before you?
I left before her.
Was there anybody else around?
There was people far back here, yes, but not near her, no.
Did you notice anything in particular in her car at all?
I mean, besides perfume bottles and like...
Perfume bottles. And there were no perfume bottles found. That's sketchy to me.
Yeah, actually, there was a perfume bottle that was in the center console, and that was all that I recall, to be honest.
Did she have anything on her keys at all?
I don't remember.
Did you say that you guys have cameras that could possibly get some sort of facial recognition on?
Yeah, so we do indeed. We have cameras facing front and rear of our vehicles, as well as that we do have like audio, so we can pick up audio from inside and outside of the...
Because somebody asked Jared or Doug, and they said no.
Truck, so we did have that, and I'm guaranteed, I mean, my vehicle is facing directly towards hers, so and that's how I normally do it for my protection.
What's the window you're giving us of when this happened?
Either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I believe. Because the weekends I usually cover Truckee, so, and that Friday I also worked in Truckee, so yeah.
If you were to make a bet on what day it was, what would you say?
I I mean, when I was looking back under.
Really? Yeah, he did. He said no perfume bottles were found. Go listen to it. But your negativity, you can leave. Bye-bye. As a matter of fact, I will give you a one-way ticket the fuck out of here so you don't have to worry about it. Bye. Don't let door hit your ass on the way out. Oh, wait, my foot just did.
My GPS under my phone of where I'd been, I was there both Saturday and Sunday, farther into Boca.
Everything you just heard unfolded right here where I'm standing. Talking about where Nick described him parking his service van. When he pulled up to give the battery service to Kiely, he parked his van right here, facing that direction. Her vehicle was parked right over here, facing 894, that way. We're going outside of what we would normally do because we're normally working cold cases that have hardly had any resources whatsoever applied to them. This case has had over 10,000 man hours over the last 2 weeks placed.
Where did I hear that the hat had a white emblem? I could have sworn I heard it on the video. Maybe not. No, I didn't say it on this video. It was on 10 to Life earlier. It was either 10 to Life or Doug. I'm pretty sure it was 10 to Life. Said that there was no perfume bottle found. I'm pretty sure it was 10 to Life and it was Jared. How much you want to bet, Steven? How much do you want to bet? How much do you want to bet? I'll wait. How much do you want to fucking bet? I'll wait. All right, you got it. Because here we go. Here we go. Well, said it was a white SF logo on Zav Girls video he jumped on with Ryan. Aha. Is that where he said it?
Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Annie Elise, and other time I would love to talk with you more. I have an accident versus foul play.
He did not make it. You know, is going to float a little bit longer. I would.
Is it confirmed Kiely was found in the hatchback area?
Yes, is she? The investigation, I have no idea.
Okay.
You know, as I touched on before, we made contact with, which was our family contact, is also spelled differently. So the Lori that we have is Lori. Last name is Nieman, Nieman, as well as Grandma Sally. So anyway, I want to make sure that that's out there. I don't know who this other Lori is. Herrig, Herring. We've never made contact with her. So if she's
no,
real
not
legit,
about the
if it's
hat.
a real account, 100%.
I'm not talking about the hat. I'm talking about the perfume bottle.
What she is saying is correct, that we never made contact with her. The other Lori, we did 100%. So anyway, that's all I have. I have 6 minutes to check out and I still have to pack. But while I'm here, I would love to address any 2 to 3 minute questions that you may have so I can help you out as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And thank you so much for clarifying the amount of
Ellie did not break out the window by flipping the car. Oh, are you saying that as a joke?
trolls have been absolutely unreal. I'll look at the chat for a couple of questions, but one of my first ones that I had for you is it confirmed that any footage was delivered to law enforcement from the tow truck driver?
So the tow truck driver doesn't have access to that. Remember, he works for the company, and so he was called out on the call. In the tow industry for the newer vehicles, they all have cameras as well as microphones. He says that that footage and the video and the audio has been locked down, that he was not able to go back into the system to review it. It's back at the home office, and where that is now at in the investigation, I have no idea. You know, as I touched on before, even though we called the detectives that we had a direct line with, you know, we had their actual cell phone numbers that we called them on the spot while we were still there with Nick, they had never heard of this story. But as everybody knows, you know, there were 1,000 plus tips that came in and a lot of people filling them. So was it somebody over in Reno where he was actually called in, Nick was actually called in from, versus somebody over in, you know, Truckee? we don't have this information. So when they say, well, we didn't have this information 100%, that detective did not know anything about it, does not mean that Nick is not credible and that he did, in fact, deliver this information prior to us even coming to town. So we were not the first ones that were privy to it. He just happened to have seen that we were in town and tracked us down that night as we were pulling into the Best Buy parking lot.
Okay, great, thank you. And is it confirmed Kiely was found in the hatchback area?
Yes, she was in the very, very back.
Okay, is there anything you can share about, there's rumors, I don't know if you saw the beginning of this video, that she was perhaps unclothed. Is there anything you can share about the state in which she was found, decomposition level, clothed, restraints, anything like that?
Anything within a 2-week period, you're not going to decompose. You'll be, definitely waterlogged.
Good night, Allie.
Anything up to 6 months, you're still going to be, a few, full, unless by chance you're like in the ocean. Marine life in the ocean will interact with a human body different than a body in fresh water that's normally left untouched.
Okay, and was she clothed?
That part, from my understanding, Nick was able to identify that there was a shoe on her foot and her leg is what he was able to identify. We have not discussed further. With me, it wasn't discussed further.
Okay, how long does it usually take a car to flip once it's in water?
Depends if the windows are up or down, but the front of 60 to 70% of the vehicles that we find are going to be upside down that we find underwater. Normally the vehicle will stay upright for a little bit, and then the engine, as the little image that you were showing, the engine bay is going to go down, and then eventually the water at the back. With the window at the back that was halfway down, now you have nothing that's going to trap the water. So therefore, this vehicle, in my opinion, is going to be underwater within 20 to 40 seconds versus a car that has all the windows up. Now you're looking at anywhere between 2 and 10 minutes, depending on the seals, the size of the car. A smaller car like this one, is going to float a little bit longer. I would guess if all the windows were up, about 6 minutes would be my guess.
Until it flips.
The one window was clearly down. Now the front side window that was actually either down or broken out, I cannot confirm whether it was down or broken. And if it was broken, did that happen after the vehicle already flipped and it landed underneath?
In all of the cases that you guys have done and their car has been flipped, have you ever found anybody in the hatchback area, and would it be tough for somebody to float back there?
Never in the hatchback area. It would be almost impossible for somebody to float back there, especially if the car is upside down. There's always that slim chance of being struck by lightning, in my opinion. As far as any other cases that we've found somebody in the hatchback area, we have found people fighting to get out, but in doing so, as the vehicle is going underwater and you're fighting for your life, the body is clung to and is trying. These images are burning my head from past experience. That they are trying and they're fighting for life to get out, but they also already know that they have an access to get out. So here's the thing in this one, in my opinion, okay, there's no reason to be going for the hatchback unless the hatchback was open, which it was not. In another case that I had, 100% the side windows were up and the hatchback was open, and that's where he was fighting for his life to get out of the back of the vehicle. He did not make it. In this particular case, you have, let's say that the 2 front windows were up and that it didn't break until it was smashed underwater. You do have the side window, though, that was down. And in my opinion, based upon how far the window was down, as well as the distance from the hatchback area to those back seats, you have a much greater chance of climbing out that side window than you would a hatchback that's completely locked and sealed that you're not going to have any access to get out. There's nothing inside for you to pull to open that I know of. I don't own a 2013 CRV, so I don't know. But in my opinion, based upon that distance of the rear and the hatchback area versus the window that was down, I would instead envision being, struggling for that last, breath to get out that window.
Okay, thank you. And you said that, I know you have to go soon, so I just have 2 more questions. You said that there was a shoe that was identified on Kiely while she was in that hatchback area. Did you hear anything about restraints or anything else that appeared odd?
No, I did not hear anything else that appeared odd.
Based on how many cases and recoveries you guys have made, what would you say if you had to put a percentage to this, accident versus foul play?
With that one, I'm going to say that I'm not going to really put a percentage on it. I'm just going to say that we would not have put the title that we did if we did not feel that there's potential for foul play in this one.
Okay, and you guys have a couple of other videos you said.
Our reputation is on the line on this one, so we want to be very careful in what we say and what we put out there and how we do it.
Do you believe that she was in the hatchback area when the car went into the water?
That part I cannot 100% positively say.
Okay.
If I felt that way, then I would tell you 100%. I feel, Annie, that she was taken out and she was in the back the whole time. And here's my theories. I have my theories, speculations, and my wife and everybody in the group does as well. A lot of people are talking about it, and eventually that information is going to come out. And if by chance there is an arrest that is made, as you've heard, we do have 2 other videos that one of them especially with the Nick, the tow truck driver, that has a lot more information that we would have loved to share, but we don't want to ruin somebody's life if this is not legit.
So that's if an arrest is made, you're saying?
That's correct.
Okay, great, thank you. And you didn't see if the gear was in neutral, correct? I remember hearing you say that you weren't sure.
I wasn't sure, but at this point, it sounds like it's a moot point. And the reason why I say that is several Honda experts, as well as I saw a video late last night online where somebody owned a Honda CRV. They went out, they turned the car completely off, and the vehicle was able to roll while it was in gear. So most cars, in my mind, from everything I've ever learned, is car's not going to roll if it's in park. It has to be park or drive. It has to be at neutral. But is that debunked? That's now a moot point in everybody's speculation at this point in whether it was in gear or not. So according to the Honda experts and according to this video, it sounds like we should not be, speculating at this point. It doesn't matter if it was in gear or not.
Agreed. And then, sorry, I lied. I have one last question for you. As far as, I know. Hey, I'll call the hotel myself and get late checkout. I just have one more question. In regards to the contents in the vehicle, we were able to see just from slowing down some of the video footage, there was a Truly can, a phone charger, things like that. Can you tell us, was there a hoodie in there? Because I know there were 2 different hoodies that they were looking for. Was there anything obscure in there, whether a potential weapon or anything like that was recovered?
This was Nick's first time underwater for something like this, and this is how you gain experience, is by going underwater for the first time for something like this. And so as Nick garners more experience, he's going to, be better about taking additional time to really, film and take everything in. I would hope that the law enforcement did take more time to film it while they were underwater with their divers. But as far as Nick and our team, I don't have any other additional information. I did ask about the perfume bottle that Nick, the tow truck driver, had mentioned, and my Nick did not mention that he saw a perfume bottle anywhere.
What was that again? Let me repeat that. What was that again? Jared, please repeat that one more time. What was that you didn't say, Jared?
Potential weapon or anything like that was recovered?
This was Nick's first time underwater for something like this, and this is how you gain experience, is by going underwater for the first time for something like this. And so as Nick garners more experience, he's going to, be better about taking additional time to really, film and take everything in. I would hope that the law enforcement did take more time to film it while they were underwater with their divers. But as far as Nick and our team, I don't have any other additional information. I did ask about the perfume bottle that Nick, the tow truck driver, had mentioned, and my Nick did not mention that he saw a perfume bottle anywhere.
My Nick did not mention a perfume bottle. Let me go on.
That's great to know. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes, go ahead. And if you're able to call in at another time, I would love to talk with you more. I have a ton of questions.
All right, sounds good.
Okay. If he wasn't looking for perfume, it doesn't matter. The point is, they told me that he didn't say that. And yes, he did. So I'll take that $1 million. You trolls can get the fuck out because you don't belong in here. You don't need to be here. You're not paying me. So get the fuck out. Bye. And that's it. That's all I got to say to the trolls. You're lucky I even gave you 5 seconds. Could have been under the sweatshirt or something. And she could have been killed by aliens. You're right. It's so dumb. Well, I already won $1 million, so. Okay. Let me explain this. Okay. Let me try this again. For people that are a little slow, that don't understand, and want everything said literally. A lot of things in life are not said literally and are implied. So the difference between something implied and something literal are 2 completely different things. When you have something that's literal, then he would say, Nick saw the bottle. That would be literal. Nick literally saw the bottle. Okay. Then you have implied. And implied would be Nick did not see or report a bottle. That implies that there was no bottle. Could it possibly be that there's a bottle somewhere? Of course there is. But he gave the inference that there is no perfume bottle. That's the difference between literal and implied. He literally did not say that the he didn't say that they're proof positive that it wasn't murder. They implied that it was possibly a murder. They didn't say it was murder. They implied that it was murder. Do you get the difference? Do you understand now? Now, if they would have came out and said it was murder, they killed somebody, that's different. Then you know it was literal. But again, they implied that it could be murder. Do you see the difference? You got it? We got it. Okay. We got it. I'm sorry some people like things literally, but not everything is literal. Many things are implied, and you have to read between the lines. It looks like murder to them. They're implying that it was murder. That's what they believe. Yes, we won, but that's what they believe, that it's murder. But they're not saying it. It's not literal. They're not literally saying she was murdered because they can't do that. They're implying that it was murder. Got it? Can't make it any clearer. But I understand some people like everything literally. And if it's not literally, they don't understand it. And that's not my problem. Lots of things can be implied. Just like Doug's head back. And he says, my silence, my silence is the answer. That very well is implying that it was murder. But he can't say it for sure. He can't literally say that it was murder. So I get some people don't understand inference. So there you go. Best way I can explain it. I think it just didn't notice a perfume bottle because there was a body in the car. Maybe, maybe not. He noticed other things. Honestly, I don't think the tow truck driver is legit. I'm not going to say he's not legit. I'm going to say I'm not positive he's legit. I can't say for sure he's legit. I know, right, Heather? Now, this had nothing to do with texting. This has to do with people just want to be right or be assholes. Because I've seen it a lot. People don't understand implying. They only understand direct, literal answers. Implying, yeah. Yeah, we don't know the tow truck driver. We have no idea if he's legit or not. Jared didn't say he was legit. Doug is the one that said that he believed he was legit. And I keep saying this again and again. You have to listen to the wording. He said that there's no reason for them to believe that the guy's not legit. Doug also said that he's convinced the guy's legit. He also said that he believes that there's no reason for this guy to lie and that this guy was incredible. He absolutely believes this guy, but they haven't seen any footage. They've never seen videotapes. They've seen nothing. So they're only going on what he believes. And have you not listened to them? I don't think you've watched things. I really don't think you've watched anything. Maybe you should back up and rewind, because Doug's been pretty clear about what they know and what they don't know from the tow truck guy. And he's been pretty clear in he can't confirm it because they haven't seen it because it's been on lockdown. I think I am looking beyond. And Gigi, that's fine. A lot of people do. I don't know. Yeah, but they could be dragging that out too. Who knows? I think I'm going to imply that I'm going to bed and you have sweet dreams. You too. I will get you in Discord tomorrow, I promise. He's a truck driver. That is no, he's not. Well, yeah, he's a truck driver. That is a fact. What kind of truck? AWP listen to tips as they should, real or not. See some, yeah, but they said even if this guy turns out to not be legit, they wouldn't take him out of the story because he's part of the story. That's what Doug said. He's actually roadside assistance, Liz. That's kind of like ocean and lake. I think it's two different people too, honestly. Thinks he's seen him, but I'm thinking it's a huge possibility he's mistaken. Absolutely. If she was found in Boca, possibly. But check this out. Okay. Here's a wrench in this. What if he wanted AWP to be in Boca so the killers can put her car in whatchamacallit, in Prosser? Think about that for a second. And the tow truck guy's in on it. And he wanted all of AWP being across the way in Boca. So then they can move the body to Prosser. The only fallacy I have with that, honestly, is the fact that I'll look, Sweet Callum, is that where they hide the body. That's 2 weeks that they would have hit a body. Winston, stop. Thank you, Avery. Because AWP said the car had too much segment. Oh, that maybe it was in a different body of water. Maybe there's an underground tunnel. You never know. If grasshoppers carried machine guns, frogs wouldn't mess with. There you go. But then it would be on company time and company monitoring. Not really. He does drive a truck. Were there tow trucks in the area? I'm just messing with you guys, honestly. Because I said the same thing. There would be too much, whatchamacallit? There would be too much decomposition. Maybe pigs can fly. You never know. Why is a chair called a chair? Or I got one better for you. Maybe the car was already in there and they put her in the back later on. Think about it. Maybe aliens dropped her in the car. Yep, you never know. One never knows. You really do never know. But that will resonate with some. I know, right? They got the brake off the pedal. That's true. They could have got the brake off the pedal and put her in there. Was it confirmed it was her for sure 100%? I believe so. Yeah, because the cops came out and said that it was her. So, yeah. Yeah, but they can't figure out. Here we go, Laura Lee. They can't figure out which body of water she was in. They only know that she was in a body of water. They don't know which body of water. Maybe she went from Lake Tahoe to the Prosser. Aha! Maybe the aliens made her invisible and brought her from one lake to the next. Or maybe, just maybe, she went from the ocean into the lake. Aha, you didn't think of that, right? Nope, you sure didn't. So they can move the car. So they can move the car. Everyone is looking for in the lake, and they were looking for it in. Maybe. Next day on news, coroner. Yeah, it was. I knew it was the coroner or the police or something. But we don't know if Kiely was on tow truck's video. No, that we don't know. One episode of TV show Bones, and you know they can tell which body of water her body. Oh, that's true too. All right, you got me there. Now Crimson Rose got me because it's true. One episode of Bones, you know what body of water she was in. You too, Scout. I'll be making candles all weekend. The coffee ones for you guys that have orders in, the coffee candles came out really good. If I say so myself. All right. I'm getting off. I still got to eat something. Find out where my daughter is. Tonight was a football game. I want to thank all my guests for coming up. I want to thank everyone for Super Chat and PayPal and candle orders. And don't forget, tomorrow we're going to do the... Oh, you guys see the new ones I did. You want to see the new ones? The new ones look awesome. These are all taken, though. I have no mugs left, by the way. I used the last of 3 today. But I told you guys they're on limited edition. I don't even know if I can get more. But check out these coffee ones. Hold on. Let me go get one. So if you have a coffee order in for a large coffee candle, ta-da! See, you can't really tell the colors, but it's like two-toned. It's like half looking like milk and the other half is coffee. Smells amazing. I got to see if I can get more mugs. I don't know if I can. They're fall for winter. But it really looks pretty in person. It's hard to see without like the lighting. But when you get them, you'll see it. I still got to clean them up and stuff. But yeah, if you have a large coffee in, or I know one of my mods ordered a small, but I made her a large. So yeah, everyone that's got a current coffee order, this is what you're getting. Some of them have different stuff. Yes, the coffee ones are really strong. Really strong. I think it's like my strongest scent. And then the other coffee ones, this is an old one, but the other coffee ones will be in like mugs like this. This is an old one. So that's that. Well, the conspiracy theories are going wild. Absolutely. Conspiracy theories are fun, though. You should do some drawing and sell them. I will. $500. $500. You guys see the beer one I made today? Beer ones took me hours. Fucking hours. Hold on. Let me get a beer one. Dayton came in. He goes, Mom, why do you smell like beer? You don't even drink. How cool does that look? Poop. I have green tea. Thrifts? No, I don't use thrift store containers. Definitely not. It does. Ice cold. Thrift store containers will break. They're garbage. So there's my beer. I know. I have to get some shot glasses because I'm doing a festival, a beer festival, Oktoberfest next month. And I can't make, I mean, I would go broke on the glasses. So I think I'm going to do shot glass size glasses for those because they're a lot cheaper. So we're going to see. I'll take 50 of them. My family are all drunk. See, there you go. No, definitely not thrift store. If you go to my Instagram, Energy Candles, ENERGIE, you see some of the stuff. Oh, that's a good one. Tequila shots with lime. I like that. I don't know if I can get a tequila scent, though. I got to find a tequila scent. Dollar Tree, look at the glass. Says no heat on my... Yeah, I would never use Dollar Tree stuff. It should not be multiplied beyond necessity. Huh? I was one of the same only because they always... Yeah, their glass is horrible. Now, I order my glasses from a really good manufacturer. Only the best. But yeah, the beer ones drove me nuts today. No more rabbit holes. Well, sometimes rabbit holes are fun. Nothing wrong with rabbit holes. If you tried to do any, it look like crystals. No, I have not. To do a candle like crystal? Oh, you mean like pillar candles? No, I don't like pillar candles. Thank you, Bob. Oh, you make tumblers? What, cement? Concrete, I mean? The only problem with concrete tumblers, they're expensive to ship. Oh, I would love to do resin, but they would be way too expensive. Like one of my candle mentors was telling somebody to use hand-blown glass. I was like, do you know how expensive that would be? She's like, well, she said she had a luxury company. I said, yeah, but you would have to charge like $150 a candle, which meanwhile, companies do it all the time. Sample of crystals. I can send you some. You said, have I made one in a shape of a crystal? I use crystals. Yeah, but you can't really do a resin for a candle, can you? Not a full resin. Wouldn't it break? That's true, sweet Carolyn. I always like crystals. Let me tell you something. Speaking of crystals, you want to hear something weird? When Brad died, Voice for the Voiceless had sent me a bunch of crystals from where she's at in Wyoming or whatever. Do you know the crystals out there, like just the quality of them are better than some of the others I've seen of the exact same crystal, same shape, same size. The crystals that she gets is actually better. I mean, I was like, crystals are the best. Absolutely. Oh, I am, Bob. But I'm saying like the ones that she had sent me, so much, they're heavier. Their quality is way better. And I've gotten crystals from all over the place. And I was actually really surprised. You know, you don't realize until you match it up with other crystals. I'm like, wow, there's a big difference. I had a candle glass jar explode. I'm terrified of them. I make wax melts. Is it quartz or what type of crystals does she? Oh, she sent me a bunch of different ones. She sent me a lot of stuff, a whole like bag of it. But even the what you would call it? 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 Even the The amethyst she sent me was heavier. It was pretty wild. Yeah, wax melts in the shade. No, I haven't done that. I have not done yet. I get a lot of people with wax melt. I have a bunch of monthly wax melt people. They're easy to ship because you don't have to worry about them breaking. You can always get a candle in a non-glass if you're afraid of it. I have non-glass stuff. I actually just got this 9-ounce vessel that's not glass. I don't have a P.O. box. Mount Ida, this is the quartz crystal capital of the world. I can't walk through my house without tripping over it. No shit. Tempered glass is on a phone. Tempered glass is not on a candle vessel. It's on a phone. I don't have wood vessels. Well, you don't want a wood vessel. That could burn. I'll show you. Hold on. All right. So, Avery, I have, hold on. I have your standard tin with vent on the bottom. That's an 8-ounce. Then I have the 9-ounce. No gold. And I have that in pink as well. I have that in pink too. It's like metal. But it doesn't get hot. It's very good. And that's the non-glass I have. Thank you, Crimson. So you have choices. Everyone should have choices. No, I don't like the wood vessels. I really don't. I mean, if someone wants us, like, if someone asks me to do like a wooden vessel, let's say for Christmas, for a Christmas tree, yeah, I would do, I would go buy one at, like, a store, but it's not my main thing. Yeah, you do have one in the gold canister. You're right, Crystal. Oh, Etsy is the most expensive place to buy stuff. Like, I would have an Etsy store and I would sell like wicks or vessels or whatever. I still got to make a profit. So you're like, people that buy stuff off Etsy make me laugh because it really is a third party. Wood wicks I do. That's easy. But you can't get a wood vessel. So Noxoros, you're totally full of shit. Because Avery's not talking about like a standard wood vessel. She's talking about a shaped vessel. Avery, send me a picture and I'll see where I can get them. Oh, did you really, Crimson? Oh, you guys are crazy. Crazy. Thank you, Margaret. I gotta do my Etsy store. These people can't selling candle stuff are making a fortune. They're selling like wicks that we can get like 100 for like $20, and they're selling 20 of them for $20. I got was in wood, and I recycled it to hold makeup brushes. Yeah, you could do that. Hold on, I'm gonna look. Okay, so I went to Nordstrom and I looked for a wooden candle and they don't have any. So I don't know how you got a wooden vessel there, Narcs, when they don't sell them. Because I'm looking. So try again. Yep, there's no wooden vessels at Nordstrom. But nice try. All right, Avery, let me take a look. Yeah, there's like the wooden, like the long ones. I don't sell, well, yeah, if you want a healing crystal, I can sell it, but I don't sell them in masses yet. Yeah, like the rustic, like tray, that kind of stuff. Yeah. I mean, if you wanted one, I can get you one, but yeah, I can get them way cheaper than, whatchamacallit, than you're paying on Etsy. That's what I thought you were talking about. No, she's talking about like these. Hold on. Like a dough bowl, that kind of stuff. How many do you want? I send you out free healing crystals? Sweet. You want white or natural? 4 of them? You want natural? 4 is a little higher. If you buy a case of 30, it's cheaper. Let me see. They're 9.5 by 6. It holds 10 ounces of wax. Oh, do you really, Bob? Yeah, you're talking like this, Avery, right? Hold on. Ugh. You're talking these kind of bowls, right? Hold on. Those kind of bowls, right? Like that one? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I can get them. Yeah, let's see. Hold on. Yeah, Etsy is $72 for 2 of them. I just looked on Etsy. Wholesale long hand-carved skinny wooden candle dough bowl set of 2 for $72. There we go. Set of 10 medium for $100. That's actually not bad. $10 a piece. That's not bad at all. They're kind of thin though. This is 5 inches, 5 by 2. But they're much thinner though. The ones that I saw are much thicker. The ones from the manufacturer I would look at are way thicker. They have a but I'm telling you, just Etsy's way expensive. It's just like a markup. And believe me, I bought a lot of stuff on Etsy, but not anything with candles. Like labels and stuff I bought on Etsy. These are pretty. I like those. All right. Avery, that's because they're a troll. $65 a candle. I can make it way cheaper than that. And give you better quality as well. So some of these are pretty though. I'm on Etsy now. Some of these wooden are pretty. Bob, I'll give you my address. I don't care. The whole world has my address. Avery, they're trolling. I've never even seen them before. They're trolling. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They've had a YouTube account for a year. And they don't have one subscriber. Okay. Trust me, Avery, they're trolling. It's a backup account for someone. I went out to get something to eat and came back and he's still, I know, I got into candles. That's true, Biscuit. Oh, that's what I want to show you. Avery, hold on. I'm so glad you typed something, Biscuits, because I would have forgot. Avery, look at this. Hang on, check this out. Biscuit sent this to me. Now, guys, you may not have noticed this before. Okay? You really may not have noticed this before. But you know what? She's right. Check this out. Ladies, be prepared. I'm warning you, be prepared. Doug really does look like Zac Efron. He does. Take away the beard. And he really does. What do you think of that, Avery? Right? It's like, woo woo. How's the game?
I caught 5 middle schoolers staring at my ass. And then this one kid, I was talking to Allie's boyfriend, and this one kid went, like, he's like this tall. He said, damn. And I turned around and I said, huh? I was like, go away. And he said, damn. And I was like, literally get out of my face. And then Alex did it the first time.
How cute is he? Right? So, yeah, I wanted to show you that. I thought it was funny. He is so dreamy. I agree. All right, Narcs, if you're not trolling, grab the link and come up. Since you're not trolling, grab the link. I want to hear your voice. You don't even have to go on, like, go live. I just want to hear your voice since you're not trolling. And if I'm wrong, I'll apologize. Bikini bass fishing. All right, she had sent me some more files. Hold on, let me check it out. Belt closed in the back hatch. I see. I don't see that. Hold on. Do you guys see this? A studded black belt. Do you guys see that? Do you see a studded black belt? Because I don't. I don't know. Hold on. Come on. There's no way people can see this. Look. There's no way. Something got caught in the hatchback. Okay. Something definitely looks like her black studded belt. Come on. How are you going to see all that? Yeah, I covered that already. No shit. Yeah, but that was from 2016. Deputy Frickberg is PCBSO's first and only female dive team member. Yeah, but that's from 2016. We don't know if she's still there. It's Amanda's video. Yeah, I'll play Amanda's video. All right, then I'm going to get down, but we like Amanda. Let me just say, I'm on a 49-inch monitor. I don't see some of this. I don't know, but somebody sent me a picture of that too. I think it has to do with pot or something. Hey, Krug's wifey. Is anyone else looking at this thinking the car is right side up? Because I do. I keep thinking the car is right side up. And I'm looking at it like it's right side up. Probably Nick Sam. I keep forgetting this car is upside down. Right, Cambellina? I do. I keep thinking it's right side up. No, but like looking at it right here, I feel like I'm looking at a car that's right side up. I don't know. I can't explain it. I'm saying, like, I keep thinking, like, this is the sunroof. Like, it's, you know, on the bottom. I can't put it into words. It's weird. She's one of these people that sees this stuff. I still do not see it. I don't see anything with black. Okay, right here, I saw something red, but nothing black. Like right here, something is moving, but it looks like a cone or something. I agree, Varika. Or maybe it's a fish. Here, like here. This is a bar or something. I don't know what this is. Backpack? But again, this is an upside down car. Maybe that's a seat. Like if you ask me, if you weren't looking at this, you didn't know what this was, To me, I would think somebody was looking in the window of a train, and here's the handrail, and this is seats. To me, that's what it looks like if I didn't know what I was looking at. Or like a underground plane or something. Look, right there, I would think I was looking into an underground window of a plane that crashed. Oh, that line was the window line. See? Well, damn, that's scary. Look, she did a spirit box in the process. Good video, Amanda S. Let me give you guys the link for Amanda S. Whoop. Hold on.
Try this strange Yep.
Good job. She got 15,000 15,000 views on it. All right. Here is. It does sound like a spirit box. That's why these spirit boxes are ridiculous. I call Amanda S, but it's Amanda Vita. I know, I'm still on. I'm in this rabbit hole. Y'all kill me. It was a fish. Yeah, I don't believe in these spirit boxes. It's ridiculous. That's how they do them, honestly. I can't get off because Biscuits keep sending me stuff. Oh, no shit. Here's some information. Starting in if it's true, I haven't checked it out, obviously. But starting in 2009, Honda made sure to equip all of its CRVs and SUVs with cameras, both on the passenger and driver side mirror, rear backup cameras, and indoor cameras where the GPS is. I don't know if that's true. I don't know. That sounds like a lot of cameras for like a base model. You know what I mean? Head visor break off. I don't know. Who's Pillsbury? Oh, Biscuit. Yeah, she keeps sending me stuff. I have to look into that, though. I don't know if that's true or not. All right. I think that's it. See, I go down the Zac Efron rabbit hole, and it makes me stay live another half hour. Did you find any of my timestamps? Oh, see, you're on a different account. I did. I looked at them fast. I wanted you to know I did get them. Oh, Jody Sue, don't even get me started. I can't listen to that creep. No, no, no. All right, I'm getting off though. I've been on a long time. Almost 4 hours. I need to go back to doing 1 hour lives. Just quick 1 hour lives. I'm going to do what 10 to Life does. 15-minute uploads. That's it. 15-minute uploads and I'm done. Does he really, Verika? I just don't find her that exciting. It is Labor Day weekend. Not that my life matters. Oh, I think I'm supposed to be moving to Tennessee this weekend. I forgot about that. My stalker said I'm moving to Tennessee on Labor Day weekend. I didn't know that, though. I told her, yeah, I was moving in with Ryan. Me and Ryan are moving in together. Woo, woo. C-section screen. Yeah. Oh, I'll save that for tomorrow. We need more than an hour of Laura. I'm telling you, Crystal, for real. No, I'm not moving to Tennessee. But she started this rumor that she's in my Patreon and she has secret info that I'm moving to Tennessee. I was like, I didn't know I was moving to Tennessee. I said, yeah, I'm moving in with Ryan Upchurch. Woo woo. No, I'm not moving anywhere. Actually, I have a friend from YouTube that's coming here next week that might move here. Isn't I'm no thanks moving it to, oh, is he? Oh, maybe that's where she got confused. I don't know. I know you're not moving. No, but it was funny that you reminded me of that, though. Can you imagine moving for a weekend? Hell no. I don't ever want to move. I hate moving. Oh, no. A girl. Crazy Jersey. Ugh. He'd probably invite you down to visit. Hell yeah. I'm not far. I'm only like 2 hours from him. Allegedly, Justice. He's moving in with that girl. But that was a long time ago. I don't know if anything's changed. Sorry, I'm going to get off, though. I got to change my vape batteries. I got to eat something. I got to go to bed. I got to be up early, make candles, check out a car for my son. You know, all the fun stuff. So, all right. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'm sorry. I will see you tomorrow. I most likely won't be on tomorrow. But I'll probably be back Sunday. I'll definitely be here Monday. But yeah, unless something major happens, I'm probably going to take tomorrow off to clean and do laundry and, you know, mom stuff. And then Sunday, I'll be on. But you never know. Something major could happen. I'll be on tomorrow. Or I may do a members only tomorrow. I don't know. I got to do something. So I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for super chats, PayPals, candle orders, and everything else. Order your candles at, I left New York. Order your candles at energycandles.com or ENERGIE. Oh, it's right up there. You can see it. Candles.com. So I'll see you guys definitely Sunday, or today is technically Saturday, so I'll still see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. The kidnapping case will now take over. Oh, I wanted to look at that real fast because you've been talking about it all night. All right. Jogger kidnapped near University of Memphis. Who is she? Police are looking for a school teacher who is abducted while out. Oh,
sends you speedy home alert.
She was abducted by a black SUV. I want FOMO. He's cute. She has a connection of money.
Go to Realtor.com or download the app for speedy alerts.
You don't want to hear that that's going on. We want to find her.
Friends and family of 34-year-old Eliza Fletcher are searching for answers. Police say someone in this black SUV abducted her while she was running near Zach Hurlin Street and Central Avenue around 4:30 Friday morning.
She's teaches, and then she has 2 young boys that obviously we're worried about, and just a great lady, really just the best mom.
Hart Robinson is a friend of Fletcher's family. He said Fletcher regularly runs near the University of Memphis. The U of M asked MPD to assist in the case shortly after Fletcher was reported missing.
After we actually found information and saw a video where somebody was abducted, then that's going to raise the alarm.
Police say Fletcher's phone and water bottle were found in front of a house on Central Avenue that's owned by the university. Surveillance video in the area shows Fletcher running in the area wearing a pink sports top and blue shorts shortly before the incident. Robinson said they just want her to be found safe.
If you know anything or saw anything early this morning, we're just asking for you to come forward and help us.
Well, there you go. I have to look into that. All right, but now it's official. I'm getting off. I'll see you guys later. If any info comes out on that, contact me. And whoever wants to send me crystals, email me. And I will see you guys later. Peace.